service, so call now.
800-391-1755. 800-391-1755.
Why would you put up with a heating and cooling system that cycles on and off when you can have quiet, true comfort variable speed by Train? It runs at low speeds with continuous little adjustments to keep your home comfortable and quiet. It's always been hard to stop a train. Now, it's hard to hear one.
It's time to start thinking about the efficiency of your heating system. I'm Dave Jones from Atlantic Refrigeration and Air Conditioning, your local Train dealer. Don't spend another winter wearing jackets in your house because you're afraid of your energy bill. Call us and we will show you how you can reduce your bills by up to 50% with a Train high-efficiency heating system. Train makes systems for every application. Take advantage of our financing deals right now. So if you want lower energy bills and more comfort this winter, call us at Atlantic Refrigeration and Air Conditioning, 856-9300, or find us on the web at atlanticrefrigeration.com because it's hard to stop a train.
Call dealer for details.
It's hard to stop a train.
Delaware 105.9.
14 past, here's AccuWeather.com meteorologist Courtney Spamer.
Following a chilly weekend where snow showers were seen across interior parts of the Northeast, there will still be some cool spots for today. The high pressure that provided the below normal temperatures during the weekend will slide eastward into the Carolinas today, and this will allow for warm air from the southern plains to stream up into the Midwest today, bringing high temperatures as high as 10 degrees above average, a far cry from the November-like feel we had over the weekend. Gradual warming is expected across the Ohio Valley this afternoon, with temperatures that aren't quite as harsh as yesterday. But over the Northeast, we still will be too close to that high in the Carolinas to allow for that southerly flow to influence the region. Therefore, it will be another chilly day from Boston to Washington, D.C. However, it will be dry across the Northeast today, with no rain or snow showers expected in New England. The same high pressure will continue to bring dry and cool air across much of the mid-Atlantic today as well. The good news is the sunshine will extend from all the way to the Gulf Coast, the only exception being some spotty showers across the east coast of the Florida Peninsula for today. The dry weather extends all the way down into the deep south and into Texas, where much of the state is in a drought. However, the winds over the lower Mississippi Valley today will be lighter than they were this weekend, extinguishing any fire weather threats for today. And that's the weather across America. In Chicago today, mostly sunny skies and increasingly windy, a warm afternoon with a high near 70 degrees. Miami, Florida will see more clouds than sun today, with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm mainly early, a high of 81 degrees. That's the nation's weather. I'm AccuWeather.com meteorologist Courtney Spamer.
High temperature yesterday, 93 in Death Valley, California. The morning low, 5 in Mount Washington, New Hampshire. Yes, they did set off the metal detectors at the Portland, Maine jail, but 2 female lawyers have gotten an apology now, and they will no longer have to take off their underwire bras before seeing clients. This is America in the Morning. It's 16 past the hour, and a good Monday morning to you. I'm Jim Bohannon. On the wildfire front, now it's the turn of Texas, reports Alan Skaya.
This fire started last week in the same area of Bastrop County that burned during a drought in 2011.
We were amazed that there was that much stuff to burn, enough fuel to keep it burning like that, but it kind of surprised us.
All the old dead trees were still there, and there was just a lot of brush and grass, which grew like crazy because we had that real bad rain for that whole month.
But much of Texas has fallen back into a drought. The U.S. Drought Monitor says 2/3 of the state is running drier than normal. 3 months ago, just 3% of the state was dealing with drought. Texas Governor Greg Abbott declared Bastrop County a disaster area. He says he's glad no one has died. Firefighters from across the state have joined the fight. By late last week, crews from Dallas and Fort Worth, 200 miles away, had arrived. The Texas National Guard sent Black Hawk helicopters to drop 100,000 gallons of water on the fire every day. Texas State Police added 4 air tankers. The Forest Service at Texas A&M called in a DC-10 that can drop 12,000 gallons of flame retardant at a time. FEMA has approved a grant to help Texas fight the fire. The money will reimburse the state for up to 75% of its costs. Earlier this year, FEMA approved grants for 58 counties in Texas because they were dealing with flooding. Alan Skaya, Bastrop County, Texas.
And we checked some sports for you this morning. 17 past, and Major League playoffs, the Mets down the Cubs 4-1, and the Mets lead their best-of-7 National League Championship Series 2-0. Football, NFL variety, and the New England Patriots did not give Indianapolis any revenge last night, beating the Colts 34-27. Other NFL winners included the Jets, Steelers, Vikings, Bengals, Lions, Broncos, Texans, Dolphins, Panthers, Packers, and 49ers. NASCAR winner Joey Logano, his second win in a row, and that was at the Hollywood Casino 400 in Kansas City. Denny Hamlin was second. Jimmy Johnson came in third. 18 now past the hour. We'll be back with what's new under the sun on America in the Morning after these messages.
As the owner of a sock shop, there are a few things I can count on during the holidays. No one will know what to get their dad, everyone will decide at the last minute, and they'll decide on socks. And now, thanks to the Postal Service, my customers will know exactly when Dad's socks are delivered, which is nice, because it's the only thing the poor guy's gonna get.
Introducing real-time delivery notifications from the U.S. Postal Service. Now your customers will know right when their packages arrive. Another reason, this is our season. The U.S. Postal Service. Priority, you. U.S. only. Most notifications transmitted within a few minutes of the delivery scan.
Any Joe Schmo knows Geico will work to save you money on car insurance. But since money talks, why not just ask the savings?
That's me, Joe's Savings. I'm not literally $1 million, but I feel like it. Why? Because when Joe switched his car insurance at Geico.com, his monthly rate went down and the savings went up. Now he uses the handy Geico mobile app anytime to check out his policy perks. Talk about a win-win. And 2 thumbs up. Man, I wish I had thumbs.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
How fast are Allegra gel caps? It's raking the leaves and loving it fast. How strong are Allegra gel caps?
I'm running with my favorite workout partner, Strong.
Non-drowsy Allegra gel caps give you noticeable relief of your toughest allergy symptoms. It starts working in just 1 hour, 2 times faster than Claritin's first dose, and stays strong for 24 hours.
It's saying yes to pick up football with the guys, Strong.
Allegra gel caps. Nothing's faster, nothing's stronger. Among OTC oral antihistamines. Use only as directed. Visit Allegra.com.
The construction industry accounts for nearly half the world's consumption of energy and resources. It's a substantial amount, but it can be reduced. At BASF, we've developed solutions that help customers build structures that are more durable and energy efficient. When we can build more while using less, it's because at BASF, we create chemistry.
20 past, and we say good morning to CNBC's Tom Busby.
Good morning, Jim, and welcome back. It's a new week on Wall Street, and even though stocks have been up 3 weeks in a row now, anything can happen in the markets with a rush of fresh earnings reports and some important economic data coming out of China today. In earnings news today, we'll hear from Morgan Stanley, and net income there should fall because of this summer stock market turmoil. We'll also hear from IBM, and profits there also expected to decline. But earnings should rise at drug maker Valeant Pharmaceuticals, even though right now U.S. regulators are looking into how it prices some newly acquired drugs. In one case, they tripled the price overnight. Even though the new Star Wars movie won't open for 2 more months, Hasbro's Star Wars toys could give that stock a big lift. The National Association of Home Builders tells us how optimistic its members are. More builders are selling more homes at higher prices thanks to super low interest rates. And researcher NPD releases figures on video game sales for September. They fell hard in August because there weren't any new games. We'll see if that changes.
Checking overseas, and Tokyo stocks are down 0.2%. The dollar is up to 119.27 yen, and the euro is pretty much unchanged at $1.13.67. Tom, how come Wall Street's so fascinated with China?
Well, today China reports its latest gross domestic product, that's economic growth, and industrial production numbers, and both will likely show slowing growth, below 7%. That would be the lowest quarterly growth since 2009, and certainly not as fast as Chinese officials or Wall Street would like to see. A big slowdown in China could send the price of oil, copper, and other commodities even lower than they are now. Also, shares of companies that make a lot of money in China, including GM and Yum Brands, that's the owner of Taco Bell, KFC, and Pizza Hut, it makes half its money in China. Now, even if today's numbers are weak, what could stave off a pretty sizable hit to our stock market today is if China's central bank announces more measures, more stimulus to really kickstart things over there.
Can't wait till somebody really kickstarts them over here, Tom. 22 past the hour now. As Stephen Kaufman says, more power to you.
A number of large utility companies around the country are entering the market for small rooftop solar energy systems and competing for space on your roof with smaller solar installers. Utilities like Arizona Public Service, or APS, says the power collected by its rooftop system while going directly to the utility does benefit the homeowner.
It's what we're calling conditioned power, and the customer gets the financial benefit of a $360 bill credit.
APS's manager of renewable energy, Mark Ramito, says going solar with a utility company prevents homeowners from signing a multi-year lease with a small installation firm that would prove to be rather cumbersome.
They're locked in for 20 years. It's sometimes difficult to sell their house. They oftentimes have a lien placed on their house.
Critics accuse major utilities of rigging the system by undervaluing the solar energy, which lowers prices and makes it difficult for rivals to compete. However, Ramito says as more and more utilities get into the rooftop solar business, the science will be advanced.
The technical component of this very important research is going to transform the way distributed technologies like rooftop solar interact with the utility grid.
I'm Stephen Kaufman.
We can let you know, by the way, if you've ever seen ABC's TV show Blood and Oil, that it's supposed to be set in the fictional city of Rock Springs, North Dakota. Well, there's a drinking game now in North Dakota. You take a drink anytime they show those jagged, snow-capped mountains, which are in Utah, where the show is shot. It's 24 past the hour.
Christmas time's coming. Christmas time's coming.
And it's coming expensively. Next on America in the Morning, after these messages.
Are you ready to take your diabetes management to the next level? Put the Contour Next meter to the test and challenge your meter. The Contour Next meter makes testing easy and highly accurate with close to lab level results. And Contour Next gives you a second chance, allowing you to reapply to the same strip when the first sample is not enough, saving you time and money. So take the challenge. Go to ContourNextChallenge.com, get a free meter, and enter to win free test strips. Contour Next. Accuracy you can trust.
2 days ago, Jeff McDonald posted the following. Just watch the sunrise from above the clouds. So stoked. Jeff got 19 likes and 7 comments. Not bad, Jeff. Geico has a comment to add that may make you even more stoked. In just 15 minutes, you could save hundreds of dollars on car insurance by switching to Geico. And if that doesn't put your head above the clouds, you'll have the extra money to scale a peak that will. Hashtag on cloud 9, hashtag savings.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
If you're a smoker, you've heard it before. That stuff stinks, and you smell like an ashtray. And I'm sure you've been notably annoyed at the non-smoker who's in your face about your habit. Let's be honest, you have smelled the smoke on your clothes and fingers from time to time and had to wash it off. But you enjoy smoking enough to put up with the slings and arrows from your friends, family, and co-workers who just don't like it. After all, it's your right. Did you know most vapors would agree that by switching to the electronic cigarette, they did not have to sacrifice the joys of smoking to get rid of the smells and insults from some rather insensitive non-smokers. At Del Mar Vapor Lounge, we have over 300 flavors of e-liquid to choose from, so you can continue to enjoy the experience of smoking without actually smoking. Have you considered switching to the electronic cigarette for health, wealth, or pleasure? Come to one of Del Mar Vapor Lounge's convenient locations on Route 113 in Millsboro at the Mill Pond Plaza, or Route 13 in the Food Line Shopping Plaza, Del Mar, where you can try an e-cigarette before you buy one.
Delaware 105.9.
Cause I've been a good girl, baby. Said I promise me whatever I want. And you are what I want for Christmas.
How's this for a harbinger of Christmas? The Neiman Marcus Christmas catalog is out, says spokeswoman Ginger Reeder.
It's the first time that the His and Her gift has ever been geared towards children.
Namely, children's costumes in personalized trunks.
The costumes come from a company called Chasing Fireflies, which is really well known for the high quality of their children's costumes. And then we partnered with Mackenzie Childs to come up with these beautiful personalized trunks, which will really be the heirloom that's left behind after the child has outgrown the costumes.
At $5,000 per trunk.
There's one trunk full of Disney princesses and one trunk full of Marvel superhero costumes.
This Neiman Marcus trunk goes for $80,000.
Iris Apfel has designed this trunk with Bejalia, and it's all inspired by her travels. As she says, you can get 80 years of her collecting advice in one fell swoop.
Or one swell foop, but perhaps that's in next year's catalog. If $150,000 are just burning a hole in your wallet, try a trip to Italy.
The jewelry designer Ippolita is very passionate about preserving the Italian craftsmanship, and so many of the craftspeople in Italy are getting older and dying off without being able to find an apprentice to pass their trade on to. And her goal is to try and revive interest in those crafts.
Also for $150,000, going bike riding along the California coast with Keanu Reeves.
Yes, he is a well-known actor, but he is also passionate about motorcycles.
Matrix not included. And then there's a little hot air balloon ride.
This is the Worldview exploration. It goes to the edge of space to 100,000 feet, and you are lifted in a capsule with a high-altitude balloon.
For $90,000. If you have any Christmas budget left over, more in our next report tomorrow at this time. And there's your Offbeat on America in the Morning for this Monday, October the 19th, produced by Joe Ramsey. Associate producer is Gary Cohen. Happy birthday to Charlie Chase of Crook End. He is 63 today. I'm Jim Bohannon, and this is Westwood One.
Look in the mailbox, is there something for me? Why, that's the biggest envelope I've ever seen.
Look at these coupons, these bargains are real. This money mailer is a super good deal.
Would you like to save money every day?
Sure, who wouldn't?
Then check your mailbox for the big red, white, and blue money mailer envelope arriving any day. In this issue, look for savings from Fletcher's Plumbing, Milford Skating, Kenny's Garage, Miss Billion Fitness, Papa Grande's, Baker Oil, Good Earth Market, and many more.
Wow!
Hey, did you know about moneymailer.com and the free smartphone app? You can get all the coupons there, too.
Really?
Call 1-800-MAILER-1 today if you'd like more information and let the savings begin.
You're getting money in your mailbox every day of the week. Money mailer.
Now listen. We figure talk radio means you get to talk too.
Yeah, me too.
With people you know from right here.
I want to hear your thoughts.
Delaware 105.9.
Hey, Roll Call Monday coming up, which means you're going to need to call me just to say hi. But first, news. Mark Fowler is here. Good morning, Mark.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Good morning. 41 degrees in Rehoboth, 35 in Milford. A freeze warning till 9 a.m. this morning across much of Delmarva. Also, a Delaware Electric Cooperative beat the peak alert for just 1 hour this morning between 7 and 8 a.m. Delaware State Police have named 2 suspects who are wanted in connection with a Dover home invasion that left 2 people dead. Police are now looking for 2 Philadelphia men, 21-year-old Salim Shabazz and 23-year-old Matthew Harrington. 52-year-old Clifton Ligger of Dover and 18-year-old Haley Henwood of Philadelphia died of gunshot wounds following the shootings early Saturday morning at a home on John Clark Road in Rodney Village. Ligger was shot in the home, as was his son, who was later treated and released. Henwood was gunned down during a pursuit of the suspects. Shabazz Harrington are wanted on charges of murder, attempted robbery, and other crimes. CBS at 5:31.
CBS News Update.
We continue to urge everybody to exercise restraint.
Secretary of State John Kerry on the violence that's left 9 Israelis and 41 Palestinians dead in recent weeks. CBS's Jonathan Vigliotti on the latest attack.
A gunman believed to be Palestinian opened fire at a heavily guarded bus station in Beersheba, killing an Israeli soldier and wounding several people before being shot and killed by security forces. Israeli authorities later admitted accidentally shooting an Eritrean asylum seeker during the attack after mistaking him for the assailant.
A UN plan to quell the violence does not get support from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
It doesn't mention Palestinian incitement, doesn't mention Palestinian terrorism, and it calls for the internationalization of the Temple Mount.
A site considered sacred to both Israelis and Palestinians. Kerry plans to meet separately this week with Netanyahu and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. CBS News Update, I'm Heather Bosch.
The comments, views, and opinions expressed on the air at Delaware 105.9 are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and not those of staff, management, or advertisers at Delmarva Broadcasting Company.
Yes. A little cold this morning. Yep.
Sales, service, training? There's no better place to come than Shooter's Choice. Shooter's Choice offers you everything you'll need from training to shooting sports, firearms, and accessories. Browse their large selection of shotguns, hard-to-find guns, supplies, and accessories for men and women. If they don't have it, they can get it. Shooter's Choice offers professional service for every gun they sell. They also offer several firearm safety courses and Delaware's concealed carry class monthly, with information on all the safety and instructional classes you need to operate your handgun safely. Don't miss visiting shooterschoicede.com and take advantage of their weekday specials like half-price range time, firearms and ammunition specials, and even accessory specials. Shooter's Choice, Delaware's first choice in firearms. Open every day and located across from the Walmart in Dover. Online at shooterschoicede.com.
Always on target. Shooter's Choice. Yeah, yeah. Shooter's Choice. Always on target.
Hello, this is Pastor Nate Graham from Berean Community Church. I want to tell you about a radio program called Taking God at His Word that airs on Sunday mornings from 6:30 to 7:30, right here on Delaware 105.9. Psalm 19:7 tells us the testimony of God makes wise the simple. We need wisdom and conviction in this uncertain age. So that's what you'll get at Taking God at His Word. Clear, rich, and practical exposition of God's Word, verse by verse, book by book. I hope it will be a blessing to your life.
Thanks for listening to Delaware 105.9 on your radio. And for your convenience, streaming live online. Visit Delaware1059.com to hear local news and talk for Delmarva online, streaming 24/7. Sponsored in part by Dart First State. Let Dart do the driving. Save money, save gas, ride greener. Bus route statewide between Rehoboth, Georgetown, Dover, and Wilmington. Delaware 105.9. Streaming live at Delaware1059.com.
Hello, sir.
What's going on in here?
I'm giving Franklin and Accounting a facial.
In the supply closet?
Well, I finished all my work at 10 a.m., so...
Are you bored?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you should think about another job.
I went online to delmarvajobs.com. I uploaded my resume for free in minutes, and they're looking for a job for me while I give facials.
How lucky are you?
Excuse me, sir?
I'll miss you. Can you squeeze me in at 4 o'clock for an eyebrow wax? I'm looking a little like Frida Kahlo.
delmarvajobs.com. Long name, amazing results.
I'm from the violin store. I see you have horses that board here.
Yes, but none of them play the violin.
Our violin bows are made of horsehairs, and we're looking for some.
Your job is collecting horsehair?
It's, not my dream job.
Ever hear delmarvajobs.com?
They have horses?
No, they have tons of good local jobs on their website.
I don't have time.
You can upload your resume for free, and they do all the looking for you.
Okay, let me ask a favor. Okay, I only pulled one.
Told you she'd hate it.
Oh,
delmarvajobs.com. Long name, amazing results.
The Dan Gaffney Show begins its broadcast day from the opulent new studios of the Delmarva Broadcasting Company's Delaware 105.9 inside the Gaffney Broadcasting Complex. And now, join us as we stand for the playing of our national anthem. That's a little goofy, especially when you're going into the national anthem.
Monday morning. I would love to hear from you this morning on the morning roll call. It is that time again where we ask you to call in and say hi at 839-1059. We'd like to know you are back on Monday morning after a weekend away. Good to know you're there. Thanks for listening this morning at Delaware 105.9. We'd like you to jump on the telephone and call us. 839-1059. 839-1059. Good morning. You are on the Dan Gaffney program. Hello.
Good morning, Dan and Kelly.
Dave, Kelly's not here today. We've got Mark Fauser over there.
Hey, Mark, how are you doing?
Hello there, Dave.
Good, thank you. Want you all to have a very nice day.
Excellent. Thank you, Dave.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right, that's how it works. Dave is with us. That's all we need to know. And you can call us at 839-1059 now that you know how easy it is. Good morning. You're on the air. Hello.
Good morning, Dan. It's Charlie and Vicky from Milton.
Charlie and Vicky, hello. Did you have a great weekend, Charlie?
Great weekend.
All right. Thank you so much, Charlie and Vicky, checking in. All right, you're next. Roll call Monday morning. Thank you for checking in. Hello.
Merry Christmas, John Gaffney.
All right. Good morning. All right. Monday roll call. That's the way it works. Santa checking in, apparently. Hi, Delaware 105.9.
Hey, good morning, Dan. This is Terry from Seaford.
Terry, hello. Terry, welcome. How's everything?
Oh, everything is just lovely, lovely day.
What did you do this weekend, Terry?
Nothing. Just went to work and came home and rode a bicycle a little bit around Seaford, and that's about it.
When you ride your bicycle, do you wear a helmet?
Oh, sure.
You do? Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right, Terry. Thank you very much. Terry is here. All right. Mark Fauser in the newsroom for Kelly today. Good to hear him today. Cameraman Colin in the studio. We are streaming at YouTube, youtube.com. Search Dan Gaffney Show. Look for the event that is a live stream, soon to be seen on television. Whenever that's, people keep saying, when's the date? When are we going to see you on My Cozy TV throughout Sussex County? And I think that's coming soon. Maybe within a couple of weeks. Hello, Delaware 105.9. Good morning.
Hey, Dan. Good morning. It's Dave.
Dave, hello.
How are you?
I'm good. What are you doing?
I'm just finishing up my exercise routine.
How long?
In Port St. Lucie, Florida.
Port St. Lucie.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cold down here today.
Don't tell me. What's the temperature?
Well, it's 75, but the wind chill's bringing it down to about 70.
You're killing me.
It's cold here. You TV people are crazy, the weather people.
They're saying
it's cold front. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's cold.
Oh, boy. Thanks, Dave, for rubbing it in. 70-something with the wind chill. But here...
Yes. A little cold this morning. Yep.
34 on the circle in Georgetown, apparently. 34 degrees. What do you have, by the way? If you have a thermometer at your house, you can do this as a part of your Monday roll call. If you feel a little silly just calling in to say hi for no reason. You can always tell me the temperature in your car. The little car readout, or at your home, out the kitchen window, and that little thermometer that you've had forever. 839-1059. I'm seeing 34 on the circle in Georgetown, 40 degrees Rehoboth, and 38 in Lewis.
Yes. A little cold this morning.
And and the telephone number is 839-1059. It's great to hear Ruthie, even if it's on recording. 839-1059. Good morning. Yeah, you can tell us the temperature or just to say hello. Roll call is simply that. We We want to mark you present and accounted for. Dave, Charlie, Vicky, Terry, Greg via email. Thank you, Greg. Dave, Harrington, all checking in here. Did I miss anybody? Hello, Delaware 105.9. Good morning. Let's go to the phones. Hello there.
Good morning, Dan. This is David from Dagsboro.
Hi, David.
All these days checking in. I thought I'd check in as well.
Thank you.
On my way to work this morning.
Good deal.
And coming through Dagsboro, it is now, according to my truck, now it's 33 degrees. Now, I don't write that down because it could be 28 or it could be 40. The way this thing lies.
I think you're about right. That looks about right. I mean, it's 34 in Georgetown, 33 where you are. That's very, very doable.
Well, the last time it snowed really heavy, I was driving through it. It was at night, and it was probably about 6 inches of snow on a couple of back roads in Millsboro. I looked up at my thermometer, and it showed 38 then. And I'm riding along, and there is no water anywhere. You can't see where it could have been 38 snowing because it had, it is possible. But no, this was very cold and snowing hard, and 38 degrees. I thought, I think that's a little off. So that's why I said, don't write it down. They're notoriously inaccurate anyway, and my truck's an 05, so.
Maybe you could take it to the dealer to have them fix it.
Yeah, I don't think so. It'd have a lot more things I'd have fixed on it than the thermometer.
Yeah, put a thermometer, take it there, and get a brand new one straight from GM or wherever.
Oh, Dodge. But perhaps in another year or two, I can get a new truck.
There you go. That's one of the main criteria I use for trading in a vehicle when the thermometer isn't quite right.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be that the air conditioning doesn't work, though I don't need it today. I could make a list, but I don't feel like it this morning.
Right.
Just good morning.
Thank you, Dave. Good to hear you. That's what it's all about. Monday roll call. Thank you, Dave of Dagsboro. That is actually the third Dave that has checked in since we started the program. Good morning to you, Monday roll call. Who's this?
Hey, good morning, Dan. Sorry to mess up your Dave roll, but this is Martin here going through Millsboro.
Yes, Martin. Good morning.
Good morning. Look, when I checked the thermometer about a half an hour ago before I let my chickens out, it said 32 degrees.
And where was that? What area?
West of Millsboro.
32.
Millsboro and Gumboro.
Hey, frost on the pumpkin. Isn't that what they say?
Oh, my Lord have mercy. It was a serious frost on the windshield of my pickup this morning. I was running just a little late. I was looking for the de-icer. I'm looking for the ice scraper. Finally found it. Oh, my Lord. I was not prepared.
Get out of here. All right, Martin. Thank you very much. Somehow I don't think it was that frosty. A little cold, but I don't think it was that frosty.
Yes. A little cold this morning. Yep.
Just a little bit. 839-1059. Thanks for checking in. All right, we want to hear from you. We got a good roll call going here. We're on a roll with Morning Roll Call Monday on the Dan Gaffney program. Coming up this morning, I have here fantasy sports. Do you play it? Help me understand what's going on here with fantasy sports and fantasy sports betting and why Delaware wants to get in on that. We have that story. We also have a report that shows a small percentage of doctors in Delaware are writing the bulk of the opiate and painkiller medications. Small percentage of doctors writing the bulk of prescriptions. And there's a very, very small percentage of doctors that are writing huge amounts of prescriptions. They're like drug dealers in lab coats. And we're going to talk about that coming up. All right, a little later on. Among other things, there was a doctor murdered upstate by she was a psychiatrist, and one of her patients, a University of Delaware math major, is in custody as her killer. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, just because it's interesting, and I kind of want to know if you've known anyone or have ever had to go to Rockford the Delaware Psychiatric Center or Meadowood or any of these other mental hospitals. We'll talk about that later. Hey, good morning to you, Delaware 105.9.
Good morning, Dan. Dentino over here with Beach calling in.
Wow.
9 degrees down here.
What is it?
39.
39 at the beach. Very true. There's like 40 at the boardwalk, so 39 slightly inland.
No, I'm about a mile from the ocean, so whatever.
Good to have you awake this morning, Jay.
Yeah, all I can say is it's a good thing I retired so I could find time to do all the things that I had to do because it's just something every day.
What are you talking? Did you have a busy weekend?
Busy weekend, busy day. I'm running here, I'm running there. And I took all my grandchildren to Wilmington to have a sleepover with their aunt. It's just crazy times.
Yeah, how is it? That's right. I hear that you get busier now that you're retired.
Yeah, that's my point. It's just, Dad, can you do this? Can you take the kids to Wilmington? So I got one daughter lives in Wilmington, one lives in Milton. The one in Milton has 3 kids, and I took them all to Wilmington to spend the night with their aunt. And we had a good time, but load them up and let's go.
Right on. Thank you very much, Jay. Good to hear you this morning. Always a pleasure. I like Jay Dentino. He's a cool dude. Busy guy in retirement. I bet there's a lot of people that say, yeah, I get you, Jay. And good morning to you, caller. Hello.
Good morning, Dad.
It's Aaron checking in. Hello, Aaron.
34 in Berlin.
Berlin, Maryland, 34. And good to know AA Ron is with us. That's AA Ron. Aaron. All right. I'm going to change the channel. Could we put it on a different channel? I mean, I don't mind Fox News and stuff, but would you think it was weird if I told you in the morning I don't want Fox News on because, well, why is it that every woman that works at Fox News has a skirt above the knees and the camera is right looking like an upskirt shot almost? And it's all legs. I mean, they're attractive women and all, but I just don't need that, like, in my face. I don't need to be thinking about that. Change the channel. Ugh. Put it on where, they don't do that. They do that on purpose. Obviously. What? So put it on some channel where they don't do that, like CNN. CNN doesn't do that. Not that I like CNN, but all right. 5:50, thank you. 10 till 6 in the morning at Delaware 105.9. You don't have to agree.
We figure talk radio means you get to talk too. With people you know from right here.
I want to know what people think.
Delaware 105.9.
Here's your weather forecast. Meteorologist Steve Williams.
Today, plenty of sunshine, a cool day with a high only reaching 52. It'll be clear tonight, low down to 45. Sunny to partly cloudy, warmer day tomorrow, high 67. Clear for tomorrow night, low 49, and then sunny on Wednesday with a high 71. Clear Wednesday night, low 54. Sunshine, a pleasant day on Thursday with a high 74, and then Thursday night clear skies, low down to 49. Sunshine, cooler day on Friday, high 59. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
All right, Halpern Eye Care, focused on exceptional patient care, specializing in comprehensive eye exams, medical and pediatric eye care, contact lenses, the leader in designer eyewear, too. They do have a lot of great frames. And they're all over Delaware. And the newest location, still, we're talking about in Georgetown, near the Redners. It's a great place to buy glasses. And this is a good time to do it. By the end of October, full, complete pair of glasses, frames, and lenses, 30% off. That's a great deal. It's at Halpern Eye. They also have a back-to-school special continuing. The kids are in school. If you find out they need eyeglasses, $69, a complete pair of single-vision glasses, single vision, polycarbonate lenses, scratch resistant coating, UV protection and all that. $69, $89 for 2 pair, or a designer package for students with free lenses. So, if you have a valid prescription, they're accepted at Halpern. Schedule an eye exam at halperneye.com. You can do that as early as this morning. halperneye.com right now. HALPERN. Or call 1-800-734-2010. 1-800-734-2010.
Why would you put up with a heating and cooling system that cycles on and off when you can have quiet, true comfort, variable speed by Train? It runs at low speeds with continuous little adjustments to keep your home comfortable and quiet. It's always been hard to stop a train. Now, it's hard to hear one.
It's time to start thinking about the efficiency of your heating system. I'm Dave Jones from Atlantic Refrigeration and Air Conditioning, your local Train dealer. Don't spend another winter wearing jackets in your house because you're afraid of your energy bill. Call us and we will show you how you can reduce your bills by up to 50% with a Train high-efficiency heating system. Train makes systems for every application. Take advantage of our financing deals right now. So if you want lower energy bills and more comfort this winter, call us at Atlantic Refrigeration and Air Conditioning, 856-9300, or find us on the web at atlanticrefrigeration.com because it's hard to stop a train.
Call dealer for details.
It's hard to stop a train.
Join us this Saturday for the Delmarva Potting Shed. I am Valerie Cordry, one of the hosts. Every Saturday from 9 to 11, Jake Smith and I will be broadcasting live from East Coast Garden Center. Be a part of our lively discussions about plants, landscaping, garden design, and all that's new and exciting. We'll sprinkle in some gardening guests to excite your interest and keep you up to date on the many interesting gardening happenings.
The Delmarva Potting Shed, brought to you in part by Stokely Materials, providing high-quality pavers, retaining walls, decorative stone, sand, soil, and mulch, and 2 locations, Route 113 in Georgetown and Route 9 in Lewis. Stokely Materials, sponsoring the Delmarva Potting Shed this Saturday and every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. till 11 a.m., right here on Delaware 105.9.
Hi, everybody. It's Jim Weller from Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville. And if you've been by my store, there's one thing you'll notice. I believe in providing a good selection of product for my customers to choose from. And that's no exception when it comes to the Amish-made products that we sell, such as sheds, dog kennels, gazebos, garages, chicken coops, playhouses, and vinyl swing sets. We have a lot of them in stock for you to choose from. They all include delivery and setup, and when that day comes, they'll be delivered and set up by the same company that makes them will be involved in the process of delivering and setting up the product right in your yard. Our prices are aggressive. We have many styles to choose from. There's a lot of options and colors available, and we time to walk you through and help you make the right purchase at the right price. That's Weller's Utility Trailers, Route 13 in Bridgeville, 337-8228. Give me a call. Check us out on the web at wellers.com, or better yet, come on in and see us in person.
At 20, I had big plans for my future. A husband, 2 kids, house with white picket fence, the American dream. I've worked hard and those things happened. My husband and I raised our kids and diligently saved for retirement. What I didn't plan for was my husband being diagnosed with Alzheimer's. I heard the attorneys at Pacino, Wells, and Woodland speak on asset protection planning and immediately made an appointment. They listened to my circumstances and assured me it wasn't too late to plan. They helped me get care for my husband in our home without spending all of our savings first. I can't explain the relief that came along with knowing my husband would receive the care he needed and our financial future was safe.
I am Amber Woodland, one of the attorneys at Procino, Wells & Woodland. If you are caring for an ill spouse and have concerns about paying for the care they need, we can help. Let us help you plan today to protect your family's tomorrow. For more information, visit our website at pwwlaw.com.
When DuPont Pioneer says we're with you from the word go, it can mean cashing in on bigger profit opportunities with Pioneer brand Plenish High Oleic soybeans.
Our Plenish soybeans can put more money in your pocket.
They offer a processor-paid premium on every bushel.
Growers like their bin-busting yield potential.
Pioneer genetics, research, and local yield trials help Plenish soybeans produce big yields. Talk to your Pioneer sales professional or go to pioneer.com/Plenish. Pioneer. with you from the word go. When DuPont Pioneer says we're with you from the word go, what's that mean? It means we're putting together the total package that totals up at harvest.
Well, we start with high-performance trait packages.
Pioneer brand corn products combine world-class genetics with advanced seed treatments and tested and trusted traits to bring you elite performance.
Our hybrids are bred to yield.
Bring in the agronomic insights and unmatched service and support from your local team, and you'll get results that add up in your fields.
We help put the right products on each acre.
Pioneer, with you from the word go.
Love the high oleic. Keeps me going all day. One bowl of high oleic soybeans in the morning. Delicious. With a great taste of oil. Whatever they say about it. Hi, good morning. Yo, hello. It's great to be with you. Make sure you go to our website, Delaware 105.9. It's time for you to nominate a woman you know in our area that has inspired you to be one of our Delmarvelous women. Make a nomination today. Go to Delaware1059.com. It's brought to you in part by That Granite Place, offering granite, marble, quartz, turn your kitchen or bath into a masterpiece. ThatGranitePlace.com, just off Route 13, Bridgeville. Also brought to you by Inspirations Boutique in Camden, devoted to those who have or are fighting cancer. Custom-fitted breast forms, wigs, and apparel, inspirational gifts, and some insurance accepted. Call 698-5299 for that.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9 News Time, 5:59. Good Monday morning to you. I'm Mark Fauser. From the Weather Center, Steve Williams says lots of sun today with a high of 52. However, till 9 a.m. we are under a freeze warning, and with those predicted low temperatures near freezing, Delaware Electric Cooperative has issued a beat the peak alert for today between 7 and 8 a.m. And that's when co-op members are asked to conserve electricity usage during that time in order to minimize costs for themselves and for the cooperative. And warmer weather on the way for the middle of the week. 2 drivers are hurt in a head-on crash on Harbison Road south of Milton. Delaware State Police say that collision occurred last night shortly after 7. The cause of the wreck is still under investigation. The drivers have been admitted at Beebe Hospital. Their conditions not known as of late last night. And Delaware State Police now have a bit of a vehicle description in a recent hit-and-run accident west of Seaford. We'll tell you more on that coming up. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis.
Delaware 105.9.
It's 6 a.m.
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapani. If you have a drone, and millions of Americans do, you'll have to tell the federal government. Drone registration is one of the regulations the Transportation Department is expected to announce later today. CBS News consultant Mark Rosenker is a former top federal safety official.
More and more of these are being sold. There are expectations of more than 1 million or so being sold for Christmas. Add that to the population that's already out there. This is a serious threat to aviation safety.
Drone enthusiast Bill Welch says he could live with reasonable rules.
There need to be regulations. I've flown in other places in the world with no problem whatsoever. We're kind of behind here.
But a drone industry coalition that represents Amazon and other companies calls the move a knee-jerk reaction. Secretary of State Kerry is calling on Israeli and Palestinian leaders to stop a wave of deadly violence in Israel and on the West Bank. He'll meet with both sides later this week.
I don't have specific expectations except to try to move things forward.
In the latest incident, an Arab gunman killed an Israeli soldier and wounded 10 other people. Police shot and killed him. They also killed an Eritrean man who turned out to be an innocent bystander. CBS's Robert Berger tells us Israel is taking extraordinary security measures.
It's put up barriers next to Arab neighborhoods here in Jerusalem, is deployed soldiers on the streets of its cities. Police are all over the place, but it hasn't stopped these attacks.
China promised it wouldn't hack U.S. companies, but but it may not be living up to its word. CBS's Vicki Barker is live with the latest.
It seems the digital ink hadn't even dried on a new U.S.-Chinese cyber agreement when Chinese hackers were up to their old tricks. The California-based cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike says in the past 3 weeks it's thwarted 7 Chinese hack attacks on U.S. technology and pharmaceuticals firms, apparently aimed at stealing trade secrets. The first came one day after President Obama and Chinese President Xi Jinping announced their deal in the White House Rose Garden. Frank?
Democrats and some Republicans say a hearing this week on the deadly consulate attack in Benghazi, Libya 3 years ago is part of an effort to undercut Hillary Clinton's bid for the White House. On CBS's Face the Nation, Committee Chairman Trey Gowdy conceded that a statement by House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy about a political motive was ammunition for critics.
I have told my own Republican colleagues and friends, shut up talking about things that you don't know anything about.
Clinton is scheduled to testify on Thursday. Sources close to Congressman Paul Ryan tell CBS News Ryan is now open to running for Speaker of the House. In the past, he repeatedly said he didn't want the job. 5 members of an Arizona family, mother, father, and 3 young children, lost their lives when the family's SUV fell into a lake in Tempe early Sunday morning. Police Lieutenant Mike Pooley says a man who saw the crash tried in vain to help.
One of the witnesses that was here fishing, he jumped into the water with our officers, and again, he helped us pull these individuals out.
S&P futures are down point. This is CBS News.
In big data, there's big opportunity. But how do you use it to get more from your workforce? With Kronos, mine mountains of information into digestible bits of insight. Understand the hidden causes and costs of employee overtime, absenteeism, and low productivity. Get real-time analysis and make fact-based decisions while they can still impact your success. Learn more about workforce analytics at Kronos.com. Kronos, workforce innovation that works.
Imagine a store that lets you get anything you wanted. An HD flat-screen TV, a high-capacity, ultra-quiet washer and dryer, a complete living room set. And imagine if you didn't need a lick of credit to get it. That store simply believed in you. Imagine if they even delivered it, set it up, and serviced it at no additional cost. Well, that store exists. That's Rent-A-Center. Imagine that. No credit needed, affordable payment plans, delivery, setup, and service included. Imagine new possibilities at Rent-A-Center. Rental purchase transaction. See store for details.
Delaware 105.9 News Time, 6:04. Once again, a freeze warning till 9 this morning across Delmarva. And you might have to scrape some frost off the windshield this morning. More details on the forecast shortly from the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center. Delaware State Police know a little more now about the vehicle they're looking for in connection with a recent hit-and-run accident west of Seaford. A teenager who was riding a bicycle was struck last Thursday evening on Woodpecker Road near Old Carriage Road. Investigators now believe that vehicle involved may be a late 1990s to early 2000s gray GMC Sonoma pickup with noticeable damage to the front end and the windshield. Anyone with information about the case is asked to call Delaware State Police, 302-703-3269, or Delaware Crime Stoppers at 800-TIP-3333. The teenager who was thrown from his bicycle was flown to Christiana Hospital and admitted at the time in critical condition Thursday evening. Also, state police have identified 2 people killed during a home invasion crime in the Dover area and 2 suspects that they are looking for. Clifton Ligger was 52 years old. He was pronounced dead at the scene of the shooting early Saturday. And 18-year-old Haley Henwood of Philadelphia was pronounced dead at a hospital later in the morning. Police say Ligger's adult son also was shot in Rodney Village, and he was treated and released. State police continue to investigate the home invasion, and troopers were called there at about 1:38 a.m. on Saturday. Police have identified 2 men from Philadelphia who should be considered, they say, armed and dangerous. You can see photos of them at Delaware1059.com. A new website is offering Delawareans an opportunity to better understand their state by monitoring various social and community indicators. Governor Markell plans to join officials with the Delaware Community Foundation later on today for the launch of the website DelawareFocus.org, and a separate unveiling will take place in Georgetown, which we will cover for you on Delaware 105.9 News. This afternoon, the interactive online tool offers information on a variety of social, environmental, and economic factors that affect quality of life. The website was developed with help from the New York-based Center for Governmental Research, a nonprofit group that has created similar community indicator projects in New York, Tennessee, and other locations. It's 6:06 on Delaware 105.9. And time for Schofield on sports, with the baseball playoffs continuing, another week of the NFL and more with Schofield on Delaware 105.9.
In Game 2 of the National League Championship Series, Daniel Murphy's red-hot postseason continued for New York as his 2-run homer capped off a 3-run first inning off of Jake Arrieta, which propelled the Mets to a 2-0 lead with a 4-1 win over the Cubs. On Sunday Night Football, Tom Brady threw for 312 yards and 3 touchdowns as New England moves to 5-0, beating Indianapolis 34-27. Andrew Luck returned from a shoulder injury to toss 3 touchdowns in the loss. Steve Smith had another big game, catching 7 passes for 137 yards and a touchdown, but the Ravens couldn't complete a comeback victory and lose in San Francisco 25-20. The Redskins led the Jets 13-10 at halftime, but New York ripped off 24 unanswered points as Chris Ivory ran over Washington for 146 yards and a touchdown. The Redskins fall to 2-4 with a 34-20 loss. And Joey Logano won his second straight Sprint Cup race, taking the checkered flag yesterday in Kansas. That's Schofield on Sports on Delaware 105.9.
Thank you, Gary. From the Weather Center, meteorologist Steve Williams says plenty of sun with a high today getting to 52. Tonight clear, low 45. It warms up for the middle of the week. Tuesday, sunny to partly cloudy, high 67. And Wednesday with more sunshine, we'll get to about 71. Long way from there, however, it is 34 degrees in Milford, 34 in Georgetown. In Rehoboth, it's 40. In for Kelly Steele, I'm Mark Fauser, Delaware 105.9 News. The Dan Gaffney Morning Show continues now on Delaware 105.9.
All right, fantasy sports betting. Do you do it? Can you explain it a little bit? 839-1059. Do we have any fantasy sports playing? It's almost all gambling, right? Isn't it all gambling? No? You could do it for fun? I get the concept of a fantasy sports team is you have a team made up of players throughout the NFL. Am I right so far? And statistics from those players make up your performance and whether you win or not. Am I right so far? Phil, are you a fantasy? He seems like the kind of guy that would be a fantasy sports. Phil, the call greeter. Good Monday morning. Hello. And recently in the news, in the fantasy sports betting arena, there, has been stories about those, DraftKings and one of the other bigger online fantasy things. Nevada shutting them down, saying they're not, we're not allowing this. It's gambling, and they're not registered as a gambling entity here. And then the feds are looking at maybe insider trading deals and all that, which a little too deep. But on a basic level, fantasy sports play. I described it properly, right? You did. All right. So if you're on a fantasy league or you go online and play one of these fantasy things, you get there's a draft and you get players, and that becomes your team, and then the statistics of each player contributes to whether or not your quote-unquote team, your fantasy team, wins or not, right? That's correct. Like you could have some guys who play for the Cleveland Browns and the guys who play for the Jets and some guy from the Redskins. That's correct. It's just a whole mishmash of players that make up your fantasy team. That's correct. And then you play against who? Your opponent in a league. In a league, yeah. If you're in a league, it's like a normal league, so to speak. But all fantasy. But all fantasy, yeah. Now there's money to be played here. Am I right? I'm asking. In most cases, in a lot of cases, I'm in leagues where there's no money. It's just bragging rights. So okay, fine, but it's generally money. Generally, like when you hear people around the office talking about their fantasy teams, there's money involved. There's money involved, yeah. All right. This is a big gambling issue with the NFL. It's huge, right? Well, I mean, who knows how big it is because they're the ones getting them to sponsor the league, with all these ads and stuff. That's why you see all these FanDuel and DraftKings ads all over the place. Like when you watch a football game, these ads are prevalent? Oh, they're very prevalent in halftime and everything because they're talking about, how much each of these players is going to have to cost you to put them into your league. So, they've kind of basically made their bed with one of them. Right? What, not both of them. Yeah, I think it's DraftKings. Either FanDuel or DraftKings, I forget which one. Right. I think it's either way. They've definitely made their bed with one of them because they're a big sponsor. Big time money.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can enter different levels on DraftKings. I looked it up a little bit. You can enter like 25 cents or $5,000.
Right.
To get in on this and win big pots based on how much you gamble or how much you put in.
Right.
Now, they're saying it's not gambling. This is what they're saying to Nevada. It's a game of skill. That's what they're saying. It's not gambling. It's a game of skill. We're, should be allowed to do this, etc. Right?
That's what they're saying.
All right. So I'm asking you, are you in a fantasy league? Do you play fantasy football online? 839-1059. Okay. Now you're doing it. You say you do it, Phil, as a bragging rights, or is there a little bit of money in it?
I do have money.
You do both?
I do both.
Well, how much in a weekend do you have in money on this?
I actually am, the one money league I'm in is $10 for the entire year.
Okay, so low money, but
for me, low money.
But the opportunity is to win.
There are 10 teams in our league, so first place gets 70. Second place gets 30. Putting in 10, it's not
each at the end of the season, or
at the end of the season. Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
Wow, that's some pretty big money you're talking about.
I don't play DraftKings. I don't play FanDuel because I think it's like the lottery. If you put in, you're gonna probably lose most of the time.
That's how you feel about it
for the yeah.
All right. Hey, good morning. Thank you, Phil. Phil, I knew you'd be into it. Now, there's some fantasy league floating around here, right?
Yeah, I'm involved.
Is that the one for bragging rights, or is that the money one?
No, that's the money one.
So there's a gambling operation going on here at Delmarva Broadcasting. Is what you're telling me? All right. All right. They didn't ask me. They didn't ask me to get involved because they know I'm not going to say. I guess they knew I would say no. All right, caller, good morning. Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Dan. This is Stan the Fan from Smyrna.
Do you play fantasy football?
No, I do not. And the reason for that is I don't want to have to root for players when they're going against my team. So my deal with the NFL is strictly with my Bengals. I really don't care what the other players do as long as they're not playing against my Bengals. But this thing has really gotten out of hand. Phil described where he's in the league that's for this whole season.
Yeah.
The thing right now is the problem is they're doing the weekly and the daily stuff, and they're not just doing football. They're doing NASCAR and tennis and golf and everything. And to me, it is strictly gambling, period.
It's gambling. There's no skill involved?
No. Well, I mean, you get to pick your favorite players, and you have to follow a budget and all that stuff. I get that. I just think it's pure and simple gambling, and there are a lot of people who are going to do that probably shouldn't. And of course, first of all, their commercials are totally annoying. And you bring up an example. I only wagered $30 and I won $2 million. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They don't tell you for somebody to get paid $2 million, there has to be a lot of people lose $2 million plus.
That's right.
It's as simple as that. And
yeah.
It just. I just think it's totally out of line now. I understand the stuff that's going on, like Phil described, friends getting together in fantasy, and it's for the whole season. That's fun stuff. And the one he described with money, that's no big amount of money, $10 for a whole season. But there are a lot of people who are going in lots of money every day, every week, and I think it's just totally out of hand.
All right, so the old kind of gambling would be, hey, I'm betting on the game. What's the point spread? I'm betting on the game. But now it's total anything goes with the fantasy, the way we can do it, right? I get it.
Oh, absolutely. There's just so many avenues that you can even wager in Vegas. You can wager on the coin flip, over and under on points, how many turnovers, how many times the camera shows the cheerleaders. Come on. I mean, it's absolutely crazy.
All right, listen. Fan, thank you so much for the call. Stan the Fan says gambling straight up, and I can see that if you had a particular team that you were loyal to or a fan of, and that you had a fantasy team on the side, if you had players on your fantasy team going up against your real team, where's your loyalty? That's what Fan is saying. All right, do you do fantasy sports teams? Fantasy leagues? Do you play? 839-1059. There's a Delaware angle in this. Here's the Delaware angle. Delaware's Secretary of Finance, Tom Cook, says Delaware is reviewing what Nevada did with DraftKings and FanDuel. They shut down the sites until they get a gambling license. Those sites require customers to pay sign-up fees to draft virtual sports teams that compete for big money prizes. The sites are also under investigation by the FBI and that sort of thing. But Delaware, according to Tom Cook, our finance guy, is looking into Nevada's reasoning, and they're going to see if it applies here. Delaware, I guess may block it as well. Or, yeah, I suppose. How do they do that? How do they block it? I don't get it. If you're in Nevada and you're on the internet, how do they block DraftKings? They can't really, can they? Or do they just prevent them from advertising? These are the questions I have. And are you in a fantasy sports team? Is this just gambling under a different name? 839-1059. Traffic Watch. Robin Bryson is with us.
Dan, we're off to a pretty good start this morning. Dry roads, light activity all the way around. Major routes are really in good shape as you travel in and out of Seaford or up toward Bridgeville. Haven't seen any major jams or problems so far. The 113 corridor in eastern Sussex County also moving along well through Dagsboro and Millsboro, on up into Georgetown or up toward Milford. Route 1 along the coast. Haven't seen any delays or problems there. Kent County, in and out of Dover. Pickle Road, you'll be hard-pressed to find any major jams or delays early this morning. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
Know before you go. Get Traffic Watch updates with me, Robin Bryson, and our entire team watching Delmarva roadways weekday mornings and afternoons on Delaware 105.9.
All right, here is your weather forecast on Delaware 105.9. Chilly morning. The cold weather is the key word today, and here is meteorologist Steve Williams.
Today, plenty of sunshine, a cool day with a high only reaching 52. It'll be clear tonight, low down to 45. Sunny to partly cloudy, warmer day tomorrow, high 67. Clear for tomorrow night, low 49, and then sunny on Wednesday with a high 71. Clear Wednesday night, low 54. Sunshine, a pleasant day on Thursday with a high 74. And then Thursday night, clear skies, low down to 49. Sunshine, cooler day on Friday, high 59. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
Feast your ears from 3 to 5 every Saturday on Delaware 105.9 when the Rehoboth Foodie takes a behind-the-scenes peek at the business of eating here on Delmarva. Sip and Bite with Rehoboth Foodie features chefs, restaurateurs, and noted foodies who will fill you in on all the great and maybe not so great restaurants in the area, plus the latest news on food and fun. Sip and Bite with Rehoboth Foodie is brought to you in part by Sodell Concepts and their 8 Delaware restaurants, including Fish On in Lewis, Lupo Di Mare and Papa Grande's in Rehoboth Beach, Blue Coast Northeast Seafood Kitchen and Matt's Fish Camp near Bethany Beach, and Papa Grande's Coastal Taqueria and Catch 54 in Fenwick Island. So join me, the Rehoboth Foodie, for a Sip and a Bite on Delaware 105.9 every Saturday afternoon from 3 to 5. You can also stream the show live simply by logging on to Delaware1059.com. It's a feast for the ears.
Did all that back-to-school shopping jack up your credit card balance? Get smart and transfer that balance to a low-rate Sussex County Federal Credit Union Visa card with no balance transfer fees, no annual fees, and the chance to win a mini iPad. Your Sussex County FCU Visa not only comes with a great rate, but it also contains smart card chip technology for an added level of security against identity theft and fraud. And with free Visa checkout service, you can make online purchases faster than ever before. So for lower monthly payments, enhanced fraud protection, faster online checkouts, and the chance to win a mini iPad, get your Sussex County FCU Visa card now. Simply come by any branch throughout Sussex County. Call 302-629-0100 or apply online 24/7 at SussexCFCU.com. That's SussexCFCU.com. Sussex County FCU is an equal opportunity lender. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply and may vary based on credit. Membership eligibility required. Call 302-629-0100 for details or visit SussexCFCU.com.
Hi, this is Brent from the Cottage Cafe, and they're back. That's right, our famous second season specials are back, and today is Monday, and that means Oyster Night. Tonight we'll be offering fried oyster dinner for only $14.99, oysters Rockefeller for only $14.99, or a new special, oyster fritters for only $13.99. If you can't make it tonight, don't forget about tomorrow, fried chicken night. Yes, that's Tuesday at the Cottage Cafe.
Online at cottagecafe.com.
When the power goes out, your life is disrupted. Heat, air conditioning, refrigeration, phones, all gone. Want to take back control? A Generac home standby generator protects your home against power outages every second of every day, all year long, automatically, whether you're home or away. Control your power, control your life with a Generac home standby generator.
Contact Satterfield & Ryan, Delaware's elite Power Pro Generac dealer at DelawareGenerators.net or call 422-4919.
Hi, I'm Jeff Twilley, Director of Operations and Technical Services for Delmarva Broadcasting Company. It's my job to keep all of our radio stations on the air at all times. You depend on us for up-to-the-minute news and information, and Delmarva Broadcasting depends on the services of a great local company, Satterfield & Ryan, your elite Generac generator dealer. They take care of our business. Let them take care of yours. Call Satterfield & Ryan at 302-422-4919.
Take Delaware 105.9 with you everywhere by streaming us on your smartphone or tablet. Download the Delaware 105.9 Listen Live app in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store today. Live streaming brought to you in part by Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville, where they sell utility trailers new and used, as well as sheds, carports, gazebos, dog kennels, and swing sets. Give them a call at 302-337-8228 or on the web at Wellers.com. On air, on demand, and on your device. Delaware 105.9.
In 2015, your business will not be as successful as it could be without digital marketing. Your prospects are constantly researching products and services online, but you're an expert in your business, not the internet. DBC Interactive has the expertise to help lead you to digital success with the products and services your business needs right now. Search engine marketing, custom websites, mobile web, targeted online advertising, text messaging, reputation management, email, and more. All from a local company you can count on. All DBC Interactive clients receive our exclusive digital concierge service. No dead-end tech support phone calls here. Find out how DBC Interactive can help your business market and connect with your customers online, all while respecting your marketing budget. Just for checking us out, we'll send you a free no-obligation analysis of your website. Visit dbcinteractive.com/free offer. That's dbcinteractive.com/free offer.
All right, do you play fantasy sports at all? And what about DraftKings or FanDuel? Apparently, if you're a football fan, you watch TV at all, or sports on television at all, you see ads for this stuff. And what we're learning is that Delaware is investigating these sites just like Nevada did. Nevada declared DraftKings and FanDuel as gambling and banned them from operating until they obtain gambling licenses. Delaware is investigating the same thing. Are they legal here? What if they're not? What does that mean? The story in the News Journal said Delaware Finance Secretary Tom Cook said Friday night he's decided to look into the legality of the sites under state law after Nevada banned the use. Nevada and Delaware are among the few states in the country that allow sports betting via sports books. Cook says, quote, "We've obviously been following all the events that have been going on surrounding this. When Nevada made the first move to shut down the sites, we felt it was our obligation to certainly understand their reasoning behind it. How does that work? Did Nevada shut down the sites? Well, they're still operating. How do they shut down a site? I don't understand that. And, I'm asking, sometimes I ask you to give input, and I want to know if you, do you do any fantasy football? Not just with DraftKings or FanDuel, but do you do fantasy football? Is it gambling? 839-1059, asking for your help here. Just want to talk to you a little bit about it. Phil was in here. Phil, the call greeter. He does his big $10 a year. Wow. Nevada's decision to squash it comes amid growing backlash by regulators and investigators. Right, we've heard about that. Participants in the unregulated sites can compete in professional or college sports. They pay an entry fee, goes into a larger pool, and then there's a payout based on what you bet. The fantasy sports industry is saying these are games of skill and not chance, and so therefore they're protected by the Unlawful Internet Gambling Enforcement Act, which says there's a specific exemption allowing fantasy sports. All right. But some people think fantasy sports teams, a form of gambling that should be licensed just like sports betting. 839-1059. Well, so I want to know if you play, what you think of it. Is it gambling? If you're in a fantasy football league. And secondly, how do they, let's say Delaware said it was illegal. What are they going to do? Does that mean people in Delaware will, what do they, shut off your internet? I mean, is that what they do? Like, how does Nevada keep somebody from in Nevada playing DraftKings? I don't get it. They pull a China on you and block the IP address? Maybe. 629.
Live local news and a CBS News update every hour on the hour throughout your busy day. We've got you covered every day. Delaware 105.9.
Here's your complete weather forecast now. Meteorologist Steve Williams with us on this chilly morning.
Today, plenty of sunshine, a cool day with a high only reaching 52. It'll be clear tonight, low down to 45. Sunny to partly cloudy, warmer day tomorrow, high 67. Clear for tomorrow night, low 49, and then sunny on Wednesday with a high 71. Clear Wednesday night, low 54. Sunshine, a pleasant day on Thursday with a high 74. And then Thursday night, clear skies, low down to 49. Sunshine, cooler day on Friday, high 59. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
Right, 34 in Lewis, 34 Georgetown. On the boardwalk in Rehoboth, it's 40 degrees. Time now for a news update. Mark Fauser with the news brought to you by Southern States in Milford. Mark?
Thanks, Dan, and good morning. By the way, we also have the freeze warning till 9 a.m. A Delaware Electric Cooperative Beat the Peak alert from 7 until 8 when members are asked to conserve electricity. A man's been robbed at knife point near the entrance of a building at the General's Green Apartments in Dover. Delaware State Police say that holdup happened at about 4 a.m. The victim, 46 years old, on his way in from the parking lot. Two suspects grabbed him and stole his wallet. At least one of the suspects had a knife. The victim was not injured. And in Salisbury, police are investigating an armed robbery at the Eagle Express Mart on Route 13 Saturday night, where a man came in with a handgun, demanded cash, and received some. No injuries there either. And you can see a surveillance photo at Delaware1059.com. Voters in the Cesar Rodney School District approved a tax increase to fund a new elementary school and other operations. According to the Delaware State News, Saturday's referendum passed with more than 62% in favor of that proposal, which would raise taxes by about $273 for a typical home. It's 6:31.
CBS News Update. Drones. CBS's Brooke Silva Braga tells you what the government has planned for the unmanned aircraft.
Drones don't just capture breathtaking video. They help ranchers track cattle and could one day help Amazon make deliveries. But privacy and safety concerns have the government eager to act. CBS News has learned the Department of Transportation will announce a new drone registration requirement as soon as today.
CBS News aviation analyst Mark Rosinger points out
the FAA needed to step in, understand who was flying these drones, and they're going to be able to do that with a registration process.
With the technology growing so fast, drone fan Bill Welch doesn't think the government's plan is practical.
All these kids are going to be getting them for Christmas this year. They're supposed to register every one of these little things that come in a cereal box. I don't think it's going to happen.
CBS News Update. I'm Heather Bosch.
Southern States of Milford has been serving Lower Delaware for over 60 years, keeping your lawns and gardens green and beautiful year-round. Southern States of Milford is your source for Echo, Steel and Exmark power equipment. Southern States of Milford is the place for agricultural feed, pet, outdoor and fuel needs. Need mulch, fertilizer and landscaping supplies? Your local experts at Southern States of Milford have you covered. Call 422-8066. Southern States of Milford on Williamsville Road. Farmer owned since 1923.
Hi, I'm Heather Brogus from State Farm in Newark. Did you know that driving while drowsy is like driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol? Drowsy driving impairs judgment, performance, and reaction time. So try to get a good night's sleep each night before driving. If you do find yourself having trouble focusing and yawning repeatedly, it's time to pull over at a safe place. Take a nap, have a cup of coffee, or just get out of the car and get some fresh air. Drive with focus and you will arrive alive. Visit smartdriveusa.org.
Are you a caregiver to an adult with any type of physical disability, or perhaps to a senior in frail health or in early stage dementia? If this is you, please listen. Easter Seals adult daycare services were designed with you, the family caregiver, in mind. Easter Seals can care for your family member during the day so that you can experience peace of mind while enjoying work or rest. And while you're away, you can trust Easter Seals to provide an active, nurturing environment where your family member is not only cared for, but is busy enjoying activities of their choice, while under the supervision of a nurse and activity coordinator. Easter Seals has been a trusted name in healthcare services in Sussex County since 1961. To take a tour of their recently expanded adult daycare facility in Georgetown, or to learn more about this very affordable solution in adult daycare, call 302-253-1111. That's 302-253-1111. Or log on to www.de.easterseals.com.
I spend my days helping others. It's rewarding, just not always financially. So I got TIAA CREF. They were founded to help people like me meet our financial goals. They've got so many industry accolades, it's unreal. I like taking care of people. Sometimes that even includes myself.
Intelligent investing for the long term. Just what you'd expect from a company that's created to serve and built to perform. Visit TIAA.org. TIAA CREF Individual and Institutional Services, LLC. This testimonial is an active portrayal. Investing involves risk. Individual results will vary.
For more than 40 years, Steel has built outdoor power equipment here in America and sold its products to professionals and homeowners through servicing Steel dealers. Built in America, believing in America. That's Steel Strong.
Steel Strong. Running good old #1. Steel Strong. Yeah, I'm feeling.
A majority of Steel products are built in the United States from domestic and foreign parts and components.
Steel Strong.
Find a dealer near you at steeldealers.com.
Rehoboth Shores, just off Long Neck Road in Millsboro, would like to invite you to visit the area and share the beautiful scenery, hometown history, and culture, and all of the good life Southern Delaware has to offer.
Rehoboth Shores has brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes being delivered. Come see the new floor plans and get pre-approved for your new single-wide home today. Private community building, beach, marina, and boat ramp, some of the area's best crabbing and fishing, pool, picnic, and playground areas, and so much more. Located in the Indian River School District, Rehoboth Shores has mobile home rentals and lots available, and they're located just minutes away from Rehoboth Beach, golfing, outlet shopping, and great dining. Come see the new floor plans and check out your new home today.
Rehoboth Shores, setting a new standard in affordable home rentals. Come see why today. Stop by or call 945-1500 or go to RehobothShores.com for more information.
It's time now for the Delaware 105.9 Fishing Report with John Budler, heard every morning at this time.
Morning, anglers. Well, the wind prevented some boats from going out on Sunday, including my tog trip, unfortunately. Still managed to squeeze in some fishing in the weekend and caught some throwback striper. Now, Saturday was a nice day to go out, and folks were catching tog at the outer wall. Larry Hughes brought back a nice 8-pounder to Lewis Harbor Marina Saturday afternoon to take over in first place of the tog tournament going on there. Amy Lewis also proudly went out and got a photo op of her first tog as well. Way to go. Now, I'm also hearing of tog being caught at the Indian River Inlet and some other places along the shoreline. I was at the inlet and did not see any caught to confirm that. Now, what was confirmed, though, was a false albacore caught at the inlet. Carrie Leahy caught one and sent a photo to Old Inlet Bait and Tackle, making it the catch of the weekend. Plenty of bluefish still out there, not the gators, but the 9 to 14-inch ones on the surf and around Massey's and Holt's Landing. And to wrap up this report, a congrats goes out to some members of the Delaware Mobile Surf Fishermen who fished in a tournament at Assateague Island this weekend. The team took second place and won a cool $1,000. All right, tight lines. Be safe out there. I'm John Budler with the Delaware 105.9 Fishing Report.
Live on the radio here this morning, I'm trying to find someone, maybe you, to comment on fantasy sports betting. Super popular. How many of these leagues are going on? People start them on their own using different software. There are big-time online sites that are under investigation these days for gambling. Nevada in the news. They shut down Sports Kings, or DraftKings, rather. And the other, what is it, FanDuel? They said they're gambling. You don't have a gambling license here in our state. We're shutting you down. So I guess how it works is if you're from that state and they won't let you register. Delaware thinking of doing the same thing. These are heavily advertised on NFL games. DraftKings, Delaware thinking making it illegal or at least investigating. And what's going on here with Nevada and now Delaware? Is it because, these are questions, is it because the Delaware sports betting is so lame, not very exciting? Whereas the fantasy play is much more exciting. Is it a competition thing? They're not getting their cut. The state isn't getting their cut from what DraftKings is doing or FanDuel. Is that what's going on? That's probably my theory. I don't do any of this, but I'm just looking at it. I would think a fantasy team much more exciting than a 3-game parlay bet or something. Whatever Delaware offers, Much more exciting. And the state, I guess, cannot thrive, or at least Nevada cannot thrive in the marketplace in this way, so they have to shut them down as a gambling operation. Delaware and Nevada have teamed up. We do some internet gambling. We have an agreement with them where people here can play online poker versus people there, that kind of thing. But so that's why Delaware is looking into what Nevada did, and who knows? Our Secretary of Finance, Tom Cook, says the state is reviewing what Nevada did, and Delaware is investigating whether these sports operations like DraftKings are legal here in our state. What do you think? 839-1059. The fantasy sports industry is arguing that these sites are games of skill and not chance, and therefore protected as something that is not gambling. Do you play fantasy football? 839-1059. 839-1059, or any other kind of fantasy sports. Anyone in our audience that plays? Just curious. Wondering what you think about Delaware maybe, potentially, at least investigating, making that illegal. What do you think? At least some of the websites that are engaged in this. I'm sure there's a lot more than DraftKings and FanDuel. Those are just the big ones. All right. Entry fees on DraftKings range from 25 cents to more than $5,000. And the entry fee goes into a larger pool. And based on the stats of your teammates, you get a certain percentage if your team does well, whatever. You know how fantasy sports works, I guess. It's been around for a long, long time. But with computing and the internet, it's getting bigger and bigger. And the question is, do you think Delaware should be engaged in this? And should they do what Nevada did? Or am I right in thinking they're only going after them because it's more exciting than our own version of sports betting? 839-1059. All right, break the seal. Break the seal and jump on the telephones. Jump on the phones if you'd like to play along. Let me ask you another question, Phil, if you've got a second. Just want to ask Phil another question. Phil is our fantasy sports player. He does not play a big money, but he has a small, very small league that he is engaged in. It sounds like more like for fun. When you're talking $10 for a whole year, that's really not big money. That's just a fun kind of thing.
Absolutely.
But you see have you been to DraftKings website though?
I have been to the website, yes.
To see what it's like, and they try and get you to sign up?
Yeah, just for curiosity to see, what the options are and whatnot. But,
do you think it's run the same way as like your other fantasy league?
I don't know if it is or not. It probably is to some degree. I mean, based on the players and based on, you having a budget, and like Stan said, it's similar to that, but the bigger money's involved, in some cases, depending on how much you want to spend to it. And people who are addicted to gambling, shouldn't be getting involved in this, obviously, because, so.
Okay. Are the players allowed to play fantasy sports?
I don't know if they are. I know pro sports athletes do. I don't know about the football players if they do or not, but I know.
Right. So how is that any different? I think about people like Pete Rose, who is in trouble for Major League Baseball for betting on sports. But can Major League Baseball players play fantasy sports now?
I don't know. I don't know if they can play their own sport. I don't know the rules officially or not.
Right.
I don't know.
Think about that. Because if it's gambling, then you got a big problem.
Right.
All right. Well, it's all very strange to me because what we're talking about is potentially Delaware, and you're saying you can't watch an NFL game without seeing these.
There's no question.
The commercials. The commercials for these things, right?
There's no question. Absolutely. They're like the main. It almost seems like they're the main sponsor right now a major sponsor for sure.
And Delaware might ban playing it if you're from here.
Yeah.
That's something they're looking at. Like they're
absolutely.
saying, whatever Nevada did, maybe we do too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Thank you very much. So I throw it out there just to see what you think. If nobody cares, we move on. Right? I don't have to keep sitting here begging about it. I just thought it was pretty interesting. I'm sure there's someone or two or three or four people in our audience right now that play these things. I just want to kind of know what you think. How much are you spending? I guess it's gambling, but it's more fun than gambling. It's just like a more fun way of gambling, I guess. All right. So we'll leave that behind if you don't, you want to talk about it. First rule of Fight Club, Dan, there is no Fight Club. First rule of fantasy football, there is no fantasy football. Right? Is that how it works? All right, welcome to the show. Good morning. Freeze warning until 9 o'clock. Okay? We could have an early morning temperature drop. We've been around 33, 34 degrees in parts of Sussex County. And we could go down a couple of more degrees. Freeze warning till 9. A beat the peak for 1 hour today for Delaware Electric Co-op, 7 to 8. That's when people wake up and say, wow, it's cold in here. They're going to turn the heat on. So that's happening. Your phone call's on the way, 839-1059. Phil is your call greeter. He'll get you right in. Mark Fauser in the newsroom. Good morning.
In Game 2 of the National League Championships.
Dan, traffic still moves pretty well around the area this morning. In and out of Dover, haven't seen any major jams or delays or problems. Just light to moderate activity. That includes Route 1 right through the Dover Toll Plaza. In Sussex County, Route 1 doing okay. As you work your way right along the coast, 113 doing all right, in and out of Milford or down through Georgetown. Even the 13 corridor, in and out of Seaford, moving without any major jams or problems early this morning. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
Today, plenty of sunshine, a cool day with a high only reaching 52. It'll be clear tonight, low down to 45. Sunny to partly cloudy, warmer day tomorrow, high 67. Clear for tomorrow night, low 49, and then sunny on Wednesday with a high 71. Clear Wednesday night, low 54. Sunshine, a pleasant day on Thursday with a high 74. And then Thursday night, clear skies, low down to 49. Sunshine, cooler day on Friday, high 59. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
All right, good morning. If you are a fan of Greek, Turkish, Middle Eastern food at all, there's a great little hidden gem. Not so hidden anymore, right? But there's a gem of a restaurant in Rehoboth Beach, right on Rehoboth Avenue. Now, Semra's Mediterranean Grill is at 19 Rehoboth Avenue, less than a block from the ocean. Of course, the parking meters are off. And locals, you're being welcomed into downtown Rehoboth, voted best of Delaware for Mediterranean food. Semra makes everything fresh and authentic recipes, too, handed down from her grandmother. Authentic gyros, the gyros, shish kebab, falafel, souvlaki, excellent vegetarian and vegan dishes. They do stuffed grape leaves and other great appetizers like hummus and eggplant salad. Very nice place, very nice. Semra's serves beer, wine, and a limited selection of spirits. You can get ouzo and vodka if you want. 226 Gyro, 226 GYRO, Semra's Mediterranean Grill. 1 block from the ocean in downtown Rehoboth. Look, great food, great snacks, appetizers. If you want them for game day or Monday Night Football, call Semra's, 226 Gyro. You can pick it up curbside. Semra's, Rehoboth Beach.
Lanchester Sheds and Gazebos is your #1 source for home improvement services. Stay tuned to see how you can get 10% off your next purchase. From sheds to gazebos to horse barns and playsets, they can handle it all. There is no job too big or too small. Due to their affinity for quality and precision, they guarantee exact results with complete attention to detail. Family-owned Lanchester Sheds and Gazebos delivers outstanding customer service, quick turnarounds, and competitive prices with efficiency and pride. Their friendly team will work work one-on-one with you to ensure that each project is completed to your satisfaction. Call Lee or Diane at the Lincoln, Delaware location, 491-4981. Mention this radio ad to get 10% off a building purchase. Located right on Route 113 in Lincoln at Johnson Road. Visit their website at lcsheds.com. Quality built Amish sheds and gazebos with the best building warranty in the business. Financing is available in-house, so give Lee or Diane a call today, 491-4981. And don't forget to tell them you heard this ad on Delaware 105.9 and get 10% off your next purchase at Lanchester Sheds and Gazebos.
As the second of Sodell Concepts' 8 restaurants, Northeast Seafood Kitchen is known for creative menu ideas inspired by some of the greatest seafood regions from Maine to Delaware. Located about a minute west of Coastal Highway on Route 26 in Ocean View, Northeast Seafood Kitchen is a favorite among Delaware's great restaurants. The decor is reminiscent of the true Northeast, with cuisine that is fresh and authentic, including New England seafood bacon chowder, Sodell Concepts' exclusive fried Ipswich clams, buttermilk fried chicken with smoked ham gravy, and grilled Atlantic salmon with Boston baked beans. Northeast Seafood Kitchen keeps an impressive selection of local and national craft beers on hand, along with unique appetizers just perfect for relaxing at the bar. Northeast Seafood Kitchen is open 7 days at 29 Atlantic Avenue in Ocean View, with happy hour every day until 6.
In 2015, your business will not be as successful as it could be without digital marketing. Your prospects are constantly researching products and services online, but you're an expert in your business, not the internet. DBC Interactive has the expertise to help lead you to digital success with the products and services your business needs right now. Search engine marketing, custom websites, mobile web, targeted online advertising, text messaging, reputation management, email, and more. All from a local company you can count on. All DBC Interactive clients receive our exclusive digital concierge service. No dead-end tech support phone calls here. Find out how DBC Interactive can help your business market and connect with your customers online, all while respecting your marketing budget. Just for checking us out, we'll send you a free no-obligation analysis of your website. Visit dbcinteractive.com/free offer. That's dbcinteractive.com/free offer.
If you want to shape up before the holidays, stop in and see Ruth Harrington, your authorized distributor of Nutrisystem. Nutrisystem products in Lewis. It's like $8 a day, $8 to $10 a day. You get a Nutrisystem breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert. There's no program fees. They honor all Nutrisystem specials. No need to sign up for automatic delivery, no contracts. Stop in. You get complete weight loss information, but they'll give you free samples. There are over 130 delicious foods to choose from. You pick what you like. The foods are great. They have muffins and pasta, pizza, burgers, cookies, shakes. Buy a la carte for the week or the month. The food is delicious. You're going to feel full because of all the added protein and fiber. Meals are already prepared for you. Just heat and eat. You're not going to feel hungry eating Nutrisystem food. Ruth Harrington has been helping people in Delaware lose weight and maintain healthy weight since the 70s. No kidding. And she's open 9:30 in the morning till 6, Monday through Friday, and 10 to 2 on Saturday or by appointment. Look, if you just want to go in, I'm interested in getting on the plan. You just pick out. Let's say you buy a week to try it. Buy 7 breakfasts, 7 dinners, 7 lunches, 7 desserts. You pick it out. That'd be a week. And it's like $8 to $10 a day total. Pretty good deal. You can buy by the month, by the day. You can just try it for a couple of days if you want. See if you like it. See if you lose a couple of pounds. I bet you will. A lot of people have. It's all about, you don't have to think about counting calories and going to the grocery store and being overwhelmed with all the junk you got to buy and, reading labels, and you just eat it. That's it. I mean, what could be simpler? Somebody else has done all the cooking for you. You just eat it. All right, Tenley Court, Highway 1, just south of the Lewis Wawa. Call 645-1784. If you have any questions, or just stop by Nutrisystem today. 645-1784. All right, 645-1784. All right, it's great to be with you. So what's the deal? Freeze warnings, cold, right? We've been hearing from Ruthie this morning.
Yes. A little cold this morning. Yep.
Sure is. 33. The latest temperature I had in Lewis was 33. Same thing. Milford 33. A little warmer at the boardwalk in Rehoboth 41. That's what we're dealing with here this morning. So if you have anything colder, chances are, local conditions may vary, but a freeze warning until 9. Also, a beat the peak advisory. This is something the Delaware Electric Co-op does to conserve energy when it's a peak demand, and that beats the peak. And what that really does is saves money. If their usage is low during the peak times that help set the rates for other times, then they save, potentially millions of dollars doing that. They have saved millions doing this. So it's something that you're asked to do, and they're doing it today. Well, from now till 8 o'clock, 7 a.m. till 8, it's going to be a peak, they think. So they want you to beat the peak by cutting back energy, and don't crank the heat way up, turn it, just go up a little bit, whatever. Wear warm pajamas. I love it. I love it. I love this weather for sleeping. My wife is a different story. She's like, how can you like this? I'm freezing. She's freezing. I'm like, this is great. I want to open the window. When it's super cold like that, I want to open the window. And she, no way. That's not even happening. But it is great. I like the first freeze. And I think we need a little harder freeze. We need to definitely get down below freezing for you people who have allergies, right? I don't know how many times I've heard people with fall allergies say it's going to be bad until the first freeze. I don't know if this frost is enough to kill off whatever it is that's bugging you. But I know you've been waiting for a freeze. The itching, the burning, the sneezing. You're tired of that. Taffy is in Oak Orchard. Hello, Taffy.
I am so with you. I just went out right now and fed the birds and my bare feet. And I would rather open the windows. But my sister is here from South Carolina, and she's been whining ever since she got to Salisbury Saturday. So,
like she's up in the frozen tundra or something,
yeah.
Right?
Well, the best part is we're driving up tomorrow to Warren, Pennsylvania, to visit our brother Tuffy.
Yes.
And it was snowing there yesterday.
All right. Well, this is an interim step for her then. She's going to get used to it.
That's right. Have a good one.
Thank you. Taffy in her bare feet on the frozen grounds of Oak Orchard, feeding the birds. Nice. Hey, good morning. Coming up on 7 o'clock. That means news time, Delaware 105.9.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9 News Time, 6:59. Good Monday morning to you. I'm Mark Fauser. From the Weather Center, Steve Williams says we do have sun on the way with a high today getting to about 52. Delaware State Police are investigating a deadly two-car wreck on Harbison Road north of Forest Road. Shortly after 7 last night, the northbound car, driven by 34-year-old Gianfranco Carta of Milton, drifted into the southbound lane and collided nearly head-on with an oncoming car. Both cars spun around and slid off the roadway. Carta was pronounced dead at Beebe Hospital. The other driver, a woman from Wilmington, was admitted for treatment and is expected to survive. Police say both drivers needed to be cut from the wrecked vehicles. Troopers say their preliminary investigation indicates Carta's vehicle might not have had the headlights on before the crash last night, which closed a portion of Harbison Road for about 3 hours. Also, a pet dog in Carta's vehicle perished in that crash. More news on the way from the first town in the first state. This is WXDE Lewis.
Delaware 105.9.
It's 7 a.m.
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapani. Secretary of State Kerry is due to speak with the leaders of Israel and the Palestinian state later this week to deliver a simple message.
We want to see calm restored, and we want to see the violence stop. And I think everybody in Israel and in the region would like to see both of those things happen.
The latest spasm in a month-long wave of knife attacks and shootings left an Israeli soldier dead. Police shot and killed the Israeli Arab gunman and an innocent bystander. CBS's Robert Berger tells us Israelis are on edge because the attacks can take place anywhere at any time.
Israeli parents are really worried about sending their kids to school, especially in areas adjacent to Arab neighborhoods.
A shooting instructor says the unrest, which began at a holy site for Muslims as well as Jews, has sparked a run on gun stores.
If we worked 24 hours a day, it would probably be insufficient to cover all the people coming in now.
In Washington, CBS's Nancy Cordes tells us Republican Congressman Paul Ryan has changed his mind and is considering a bid to become Speaker of the House, but not if it means cutting deals with the GOP's Tea Party wing.
There is a big caveat, which is that he's not going to campaign for the support of these 40 or so very conservative members of the House Freedom Caucus. He says he's got a record of conservative leadership. Either they believe in that record or they don't.
The government is set to require people who own millions of drones to register them. CBS News aviation safety consultant Mark Rosenkirk.
There has been too many close calls with drones being flown in areas that are adjacent to the airports, in areas that are adjacent to hospital landing zones.
The Transportation Department will announce new drone regulations later today. Live to CBS News correspondent Vicki Barker now with the latest from the Health Watch.
Count the moles on one of your arms. A study in the British Journal of Dermatology suggests that if the total comes to more than 11, you could have a heightened risk of melanoma, the most serious form of skin cancer. The researchers found the number of moles on one limb can predict the total number of moles on someone's body. The more moles, the greater the risk that one of them could turn cancerous, though doctors point out the vast majority are perfectly harmless. Frank?
Winter has come early to parts of the Great Lakes region with about a half a foot of snow in some Michigan towns.
Please go away. It's a little too early for us to have this much snow.
Rescue teams are desperately trying to reach hundreds of villagers trapped by flooding and from a typhoon that battered the Philippines. Here at home, most of the cars and trucks that were buried by a terrifying mudslide have been moved off mountain roads 40 miles north of Los Angeles. In the baseball playoffs,
Deep to right, down the line, got a chance.
Daniel Murphy's fifth postseason home run was the key blow for the Mets as they beat the Cubs to take a 2-0 lead in the National League Championship Series. Howie Rose had the call on the Mets radio network. The Royals lead the ALCS going into Game 3 tonight in Toronto. S&P futures are down 3 points. This is CBS News.
Specialist, what do you say about this Ford Escape?
Left rear tire, worn, uneven tread. Pressure's lower in front.
Nice assessment, treads.
Got the perfect fit. Ready to roll.
Now get a $140 mail-in rebate on 4 select tires when you use your Ford Service credit card at the Big Tire event.
When your Ford needs service, you need the specialist at Ford.
Subject to credit approval. Rebate by prepaid debit card. Other tire manufacturer rebate or offer cannot be combined with Ford Service credit card rebate or offer. See your participating Ford dealer for details through 12/31/15.
If you're looking to save money on Medicare Part D prescriptions, just swing by Walgreens. With everything from copays as low as $1 on select plans to now reward points on all prescriptions, Walgreens helps you get more. And who doesn't like more? So seize those Medicare Part D savings because you, my friend, have earned them. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
$1 copay for Tier 1 generics. Points can't be earned in New York, New Jersey, and Arkansas. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Delaware 105.9 News Time, 7:04.
You know, you need to call Apple Electric, our news sponsor, about a Generac generator. They can put it in, and the time to do that is before, the power goes out. So get a free estimate for this generator install from Apple Electric. Call them at 645-5105.
And much of Delmarva is under a freeze warning till 9 this morning, 2 more hours. And just now, a Beat the Peak alert beginning from Delaware Electric Cooperative. And co-op members are asked to conserve electricity usage between now and 8 a.m. especially in order to minimize costs for themselves and for the co-op. Delaware State Police have named 2 suspects who are now wanted in connection with a Dover home invasion that left 2 people dead. Police are now looking for 2 Philadelphia men, 21-year-old Salim Shabazz and 23-year-old Matthew Harrington. You can see their photos at Delaware105.9.com. 52-year-old Clifton Leager of Dover and 18-year-old Haley Henwood of Philadelphia died of gunshot wounds following the shootings early Saturday at a home on John Clark Road in Rodney Village. Leager was shot in the home, as was his son, who was later treated and released, and Henwood was shot during a pursuit of the suspects. Shabazz and Harrington are wanted on charges of murder, attempted robbery, and other crimes. Any information on their whereabouts or about the case should be reported to Delaware State Police or Delaware Crime Stoppers at 800-TIP-3333. Also, Delaware State Police know a little more about the vehicle they're looking for in connection with last Thursday's hit-and-run accident west of Seaford that left a bicyclist in critical condition. A teenager was riding the bike, which was struck last Thursday evening on Woodpecker Road near Old Carriage Road. Investigators now believe the vehicle involved may be a late 1990s to early 2000 gray GMC Sonoma pickup with noticeable damage to the right front and the windshield. Anyone with information on that case is asked to call State Police or Delaware Crime Stoppers. The teenager was admitted that night at Christiana Hospital, was flown there by helicopter, and was reported to be in critical condition. A Fruitland man is dead after being hit by a pickup truck while he was running over the weekend. The Wycomico County Sheriff's Office says that incident occurred Friday night on Meadow Bridge Road. 37-year-old Robert Schulteis died of his injuries, and the pickup truck was being driven by a man from Eden, Maryland. No charges were filed in connection with that accident. Coming up, Delaware 105.9 Sports on this Monday, it's 7:06.
Tropical storms, hurricanes, and severe winter weather could cause major power outages throughout Delmarva. Don't wait till the lights go out. Call Apple Electric to schedule your yearly generator maintenance or a free estimate on a standby generator for your home or business. Apple Electric provides fast, reliable service and the quality you would expect from true professionals. Severe weather has been forecast for this winter, so prepare now. Call Apple Electric at 645-5105. Apple Electric, an authorized Generac generator dealer. Call 645-5105.
In Game 2 of the National League Championship Series, Daniel Murphy's red-hot postseason continued for New York as his two-run homer capped off a three-run first inning off of Jake Arrieta, which propelled the Mets to a 2-0 lead with a 4-1 win over the Cubs. On Sunday Night Football, Tom Brady threw for 312 yards and 3 touchdowns as New England moves to 5-0, beating Indianapolis 34-27. Andrew Luck returned from a shoulder injury to toss 3 touchdowns in the loss. Steve Smith had another big game, catching 7 passes for 137 yards and a touchdown, but the Ravens couldn't complete a comeback victory and lose in San Francisco 25-20. The Redskins led the Jets 13-10 at halftime, but New York ripped off 24 unanswered points as Chris Ivory ran over Washington for 146 yards and a touchdown. The Redskins fall to 2-4 with a 34-20 loss. And Joey Logano won his second straight Sprint Cup race, taking the checkered flag yesterday in Kansas. That's Schofield on Sports on Delaware 105.9.
Thank you, Gary. From the Weather Center, meteorologist Steve Williams says lots of sunshine on the way and a high getting to about 52. Tonight clear, low 45. Tomorrow, sunny to partly cloudy, high 67. Tuesday night clear, low 49. And Wednesday, warmer still with plenty of sun, the high Wednesday 71. In for Kelly Steele, I'm Mark Fauser. Mark Fauser, Delaware 105.9 News. And the Dan Gaffney Morning Show continues now on Delaware 105.9.
No problem, Mark. Good morning. 8 after 7 o'clock on Delaware 105.9. A study says that 10% of Delaware doctors are writing nearly 66% of opioid prescription. And that 1% of Delaware doctors write 1 in 4 prescriptions. In other words, there's a smaller minority of doctors writing huge amounts of prescriptions, according to the CDC. And they looked at a study of like 8 states, and Delaware is pretty bad. Well, if you think that's bad, sketchy. One report says it's sketchy. What's going on here? 839-1059. Are these doctors writing a bulk of the... Are they basically drug dealers in lab coats? Is that what you think's going on here? Drug dealers in lab coats. I've heard that phrase. Especially from people that start looking at the drug epidemic in our state. And how it starts through prescription drugs. Now we learn that a small percentage of doctors writing the bulk of the prescriptions. 839-1059. Here's what the report says. In Delaware, more than 25% of opioid prescriptions come from only 1% of our state's doctors. About 10% of our doctors in Delaware writing about 66% of opioid prescriptions. And these doctors, this is very key, these doctors are also writing prescriptions with substantially larger daily dosages. The more frequently a physician prescribed opioids, the higher the dosage tended to be. In general, the dosages prescribed by the prescription-happy physicians were about double their more conservative colleagues. So this smaller group of doctors writing the bulk of prescriptions for these things, and when they do, double the amount of a more conservative doctor. CDC looked at 8 states. Delaware was one of them. I put a link to this on my Facebook page if you want to check that out. At Delaware 105.9, good morning, Paris.
Hey, good morning, Dan. You know, I believe this is the number one challenge that our country faces today is our health.
Number one challenge?
Number one. I mean, it's bigger than, anything else you want to say, the national debt, terrorism, it doesn't matter. If our country's as sick as we're told we are.
Well, I don't know if we're sick. Who are these doctors writing piles and piles of pill prescriptions?
That's exactly right. Exactly right. And, you know, I got some statistics for you as well. 70% of the country is on at least one prescription drug, and 20% of us are on at least 5 prescription drugs. So the question must be asked, why in the world are we so sick? Or, you know, is it just these prescribers that masquerade around as doctors? I don't know. I think it's probably a little bit of both. But
well, see, you called them prescribers masquerading as doctors. That's probably pretty insulting to a doctor listening today.
Well, I think it's insulting when you find out specifics, and I'll be very careful here, but some of the people that I know and the drugs that they've been prescribed and the ages that they are would just make your it should make people angry. You know, anger is a normal, natural emotion that human beings are supposed to have. We don't need pills because of it, and we should be angry right now about the overprescription of these drugs and the children that they're being given to and the elderly that are being preyed on. And there's no cures from these drugs. These are all just long-term treatments. Make money off these people as long as possible before they pass away, or set them up early to be hooked for life. It's just very sad, and I do believe it's the number one challenge that we're facing. And people, you know what? And to be fair, we all need to look in the mirror as well and say, why in the world am I on these things? Do I really need this? What can I do to get off of them? People need, you know, too many people do want that quick fix. They just want that Mr. Feel-Good to pop in and,
hey,
you know, let's be able to make it through the day.
You know how you've heard about Florida having a bad prescription pill problem, and West Virginia and California? Those states were also studied. They studied California, Delaware, Florida, Idaho, Louisiana, Maine, Ohio, and West Virginia. Delaware's oxycodone prescription rate beats all of them by far. The rate. Delaware beats Florida even, where there's a pill clinic all over on every strip mall, they tell me.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd like to know the numbers. I'd like to know the ages at which that these people are being prescribed to, and I'd also like to know maybe the incidence of methadone clinics in those states as well. I mean, there's probably... there's a lot to look into on that kind of study, but no matter what the numbers come back saying, it's very, very disturbing, and we have got to address this problem.
Yep, there we go. Methadone is broken out. When you look at the CDC data, they break it out. Methadone in Delaware, Higher than Florida, higher than California. Only Maine has more methadone clinics, by the way, or methadone use per person, or whatever the rate of prescribing. So, is it any wonder the oxycodone and the methadone go hand in hand? Would you call some of these doctors nothing more than drug dealers in a lab coat? That's a very, very insulting phrase. For example, the 1 in 10 doctors responsible for writing the majority of painkiller prescriptions. And the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention looked at the painkiller prescription patterns in 8 states. I just told you the 8. Delaware is one of them. And we're being prescribed a lot by a very small minority of doctors. So what's going on? I ask you on the street level to call in. And Norman is here from Millsboro. Hello, Norman.
Good morning, Dan. How you doing?
Great.
Well, you know what? This is a double-edged sword here we're talking about. Because number one, you have a lot of people that are in excruciating pain. So what are they supposed to do? And also, these doctors are regulated. You cannot give an opioid more than the prescribed time.
Well, tell it to the doctors who are doing it double what the typical doctor does.
Well, if you're talking about...
That's the CDC.
If you're talking about those doctors, then those doctors are bad doctors. But
Well-
the FDA regulates that.
Right.
Well, when you go into a pharmacy to get an opioid, the first thing they do is they look on the record and see was the last time you had it.
I get it. Despite all of that, Delaware is bad. One of the worst states they studied.
Well, is it possible they have more sick people than any other state?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Why is our pain?
you know,
Why would our pain be so great? Right? I mean, think about it. Or is it just that maybe there's a glut of pill popping doctors coming to Delaware because they can get away with it? Who knows?
Well. Is there some kind of extra money that a doctor would receive for writing an opioid?
I have no idea. I think
it sounds like there's two people on the line. And I can barely hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you go. Have you heard the phrase pill mill before?
Yes, I have.
Well,
I have.
I don't know. Do we have any of those? Do we have any pill mill doctors? In other words, all they really are all about is just writing prescriptions and not really full medical practice. Pill mills? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Maybe we have a few. Maybe we have a few pill mills, and that's responsible for the glut of what's going on.
I believe that there are a lot of doctors that are involved in that. Of course, I really do believe that. But I also look at the other side of the coin about what about the people who are really in excruciating pain, who really need them, that are not abusing them, that have no other alternative. Cancer patients, people with different diseases and that are in pain. What do you do about those? Do you stop writing prescriptions for those people?
Yeah, right. You make it difficult for the guy with the bad back, the true bad back, to get the pill, right?
Sure. I had a friend of mine that had a major back operation, and he was in pain constantly. And the only thing that would help him is I don't know what you call it, oxycodone, oxycontin, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only thing. And the doctor told him. He said, "Listen," he said, "This is a real drug that you can get addicted to. What you have to do is learn to regulate it yourself. Try to regulate it so that the pain is not too bad. Because there was nothing else that they could do for him.
That's right. He just has to live with it.
He just has to live with it, and a lot of us who don't have that pain don't know what it's like."
That's true. Thank you, Norman. Let's go to Bill in Milford. Hello, Bill. You're on Delaware 105.9.
Hey, Dan. How you doing?
Doing well.
You mentioned about any pill mill doctors. I think you're familiar with Dr. Titus from Milford and all the prescription pills, pain pills he was prescribing. And when they had the hearings on him. I mean, half the patients he had never even seen. You know, he just had no records on him, was just writing prescriptions.
Right.
But I think part of the glut is also that these people that are on these opiates also they shop doctor to doctor. You know, they find 2 or 3 doctors that'll prescribe the pills to them, and you know, they get it. That's how they get their extra pills, and that could be, you know, part of the reason that we have such a glut that shows up on statistics, because, you know, you've got one person that goes to 2 or 3 different doctors.
That's right, and the problem is doesn't seem to be getting any better.
Well, no, I mean, Delaware passed a law that they were going to create this central system that they'd be able to track all these people, but it was another one of these feel-good laws, as I like to call them, that it really never got implemented. There's no central system where the pharmacist can look up and say, wow, gee, you just had these filled by this Dr. ABC.
Are you sure that's not in effect? Because look, if somebody tries to buy allergy medicine, it's in effect for allergy meds.
Well, it is in effect, but it's not really being implemented, I don't think, in the context of how they originally planned it. Because, you know, say patient A goes to, we'll use Pillbox Pharmacy as an example, and then they go down to another doctor in Lewis or Rehoboth and get a prescription and get it filled down there at Walgreens. And then they go somewhere over in the western part of Sussex County and get another prescription and get it filled over there. That, from what, in talking to the pharmacist I use, in talking to him, he said the system really doesn't work the way it was planned to work.
Well,
because the state just doesn't have the funds for it.
Let me tell you, because I've had this happen, because someone in my family takes Sudafed.
Yep.
24-hour, 1 tablet a day Sudafed, and it's done more than normal per doctor regulation, doctor's order. And look, that's an over-the-counter. But if I buy it in Lewis at a pharmacy and then try and buy another package down the street, it flags me. I can't even do it.
Really?
Absolutely.
I know Sudafed is used for making one of those
meth. They use it's a precursor drug.
Meth,
it does nothing on its own except what it's supposed to do, but it's a ingredient used in the manufacture of methamphetamine. So you have to show an identification to get pseudoephedrine or pseudoephedrine, however you say it, behind the counter. They put it behind the counter. So if you go to a CVS and then you go to a Rite Aid, the Rite Aid will say, hey, no, you just bought some, because you have to show you. Yeah, and it's all tied in. So if they can do it with 24-hour Sudafed, it seems like they'd be doing the same thing with oxycodone. You know.
Right. I agree. So, all
right.
Well, have a good day, and
Thank you.
That's great. I didn't know that about the Sudafed. So.
Yes, because here's what's happened, and you'd think it'd be like a lot, but it's not. If you buy like a 15 pack that's good for 15 days or something, and let's say you buy 2 of those, but then let's say your wife misplaced it. Like, I think I had 5 pills left, but I can't find them. They were in my nightstand. Whatever. You go to buy them again, they'll flag you.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's very embarrassing. Very embarrassing.
Yeah, so absolutely. If they can do it with that, why can't they do it with the other stuff?
Right. Thanks for the call. We are moving forward. Traffic Watch. Robin Bryson is here, 724.
Dan, traffic still moves pretty well around the area this morning. In and out of Dover, haven't seen any major jams or delays or problems. Just light to moderate activity. That includes Route 1 right through the Dover Toll Plaza. In Sussex County, Route 1 doing okay. As you work your way right along the coast, 113 doing all right, in and out of Milford or down through Georgetown. Even the 13th corridor, in and out of Seaford, moving without any major jams or problems early this morning. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
It's like having a CBS News app right there in your dashboard. Check in for a quick update on the hour throughout your busy day. Thanks for making the switch. Delaware 105.9.
Today, plenty of sunshine, a cool day with a high only reaching 52. It'll be clear tonight, low down to 45. Sunny to partly cloudy, warmer day tomorrow, high 67. Clear for tomorrow night, low 49, and then sunny on Wednesday with a high 71. Clear Wednesday night, low 54. Sunshine, a pleasant day on Thursday with a high 74. And then Thursday night, clear skies, low down to 49. Sunshine, cooler day on Friday, high 59. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
Vaccines aren't just for kids, and staying healthy at any age isn't kid stuff. The flu vaccine will help prevent the flu. So get vaccinated instead of getting the flu. This year's vaccine helps protect against 4 different strains of the virus. For information or to see if you or your family could qualify for free vaccinations, call 1-800-282-8672. That's 1-800-282-8672.
Why waste time running from store to store comparing samples and swatches for your window coverings? Let Budget Blinds, your local experts, come to you. Our design consultants will bring samples, swatches, and styles to you so you can see how they look in your home. Or you can check out different ideas and trends at our showroom on Route 9, 4.5 miles west of 5 Points. From sales to installation, we make the process easy for you. Plus, we service all of our products. Call us at 856-6799 and let us get started on your new window coverings today.
Don't let the ghost of credit past keep you from the car you deserve. Have a job clearing $350 a week? We want to approve your credit today. At Berlin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, take $12,000 off with any trade on select new 2015 Ram trucks in stock. Crew cabs, 4x4s, even the Ram 1500. Take $12,000 off of MSRP. And Berlin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram will take any trade, even if you still owe thousands on it. New 2015 Jeep Renegade Sport, just $249 per month lease. We want to approve your credit today.
And remember, Jim wants to see you in the coolest small town in America, Berlin, Maryland.
Berlin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Old Ocean City Boulevard, Berlin, Maryland.
Qualified buyers, credit may affect terms. Balance of trade carried over to new loan. Discount based on MSRP of $47,835 with $4,500 factory rebates to dealer and $7,500 dealer discount. Model number DS6H98. Offers not in combination.
It's football time. Abbott's Grill in Milford is the place to watch the game this season. During all NFL games, they'll have $5 Bud Light pitchers, $2 Bud Light pints, and 50-cent wings. Plus, Abbott's in Milford is your home for Eagles football. They are giving away the ultimate Eagles tailgate package at the end of the season. It'll have all your Eagles gear plus the tailgate essentials. If you're at Abbott's when the Eagles score a touchdown, you get entered into the raffle for the tailgate package. Every time they score, you get an entry. And now, backed by popular demand, Burger Night and Open Mic Night. Every Monday, you can get a fresh-made burger and fries for just $6. And a bonus this year, you can get the burger special on Sundays all day during football season. Every Wednesday is Open Mic Night at the Grill from 8 to 11 p.m. There will be a $25 gift card raffle drawing for performers every week with a grand prize drawing on December 2nd. Performers are encouraged to invite friends and family to watch and participate. Abbott's Grill is located in the Riverwalk Shopping Center in downtown Milford. Abbott'sGrill.com. Gather at the Grill.
Local news first, then CBS News. Every hour, on the hour. Whatever happens next, happens here. We're Delaware 105.9.
Yes, a little cold today. Freeze warning until 9 a.m. 33 degrees in Milford, 33 in Lewis, 39 on the boardwalk. Dropped about a degree since we've started this morning. The Delaware 105.9, also a Beat the Peak advisory. Look for a high today, 50 for Delaware Electric Co-op customers. 52 will be today's high. Overnight low tonight, 45. Tomorrow, warmer, 67. Looking ahead to Wednesday, sunny and a high of 71. It's time for news at Delaware 105.9 at 7:30. Let's go. Here is Mark Fauser. Mark.
Well, thank you, Dan, and good morning. Right now, by the way, 40 in Rehoboth and 35 in Milford. A Milton man is dead following a two-vehicle collision last night on Harbison Road north of Forest Road. According to Delaware State Police, shortly before 7, a northbound car driven by 34-year-old Gianfranco Carta drifted into the southbound lane and collided nearly head-on with an oncoming car. Both vehicles spun around and they slid off the road. Carta was dead at Beebe Hospital, and the other driver, a Wilmington woman, was admitted for treatment and is expected to survive. Police also say a preliminary investigation shows Carta's vehicle might not have had the headlights on just prior to last night's crash. Well, a new website will offer Delawareans an opportunity to better understand the state by monitoring various social and community indicators. Governor Markell is joining officials today with the Delaware Community Foundation in Wilmington for the launch of the website DelawareFocus.org. And there will be a separate unveiling this afternoon in Georgetown as well. We'll have an update on that from Delaware 105.9 News, an interactive online tool sharing information on a variety of priorities. It's 7:31.
CBS News update. Escalating violence between Israelis and Palestinians has Secretary of State John Kerry stepping in.
We have a global interest in trying to find a way to stop this unfolding human catastrophe from growing worse.
Kerry plans to meet separately this week with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas. But as CBS's Robert Berger points out,
it's not clear how much Kerry can actually accomplish. He can talk to the leaders, but for instance, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas is 80 years old. It's questionable how much influence he actually has on these young people, these young assailants who are maybe 15 to 20 years old, who are influenced by social media much more than by the Palestinian leadership.
The latest round of violence was fueled by rumors that Israel plans to take over a hilltop compound that both Jews and Muslims consider holy. CBS News Update. I'm Heather Bosch.
All right, at Delaware 105.9, we're talking about a report that says it's kind of sketchy in Delaware to see that 10% of the doctors, 10% of the doctors are responsible for writing about 66% of the opioid prescriptions, painkillers. 10% of the doctors writing about 60-some% of the prescriptions. 1% of Delaware doctors write about 25% of the prescriptions. And of that small percentage, by the way, they guys are prescribing about double what all the other doctors would prescribe. What's going on here? Do you think these are, as a phrase I've heard people say, drug dealers in lab coats? Here is April in Millsboro. Good morning, April.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good, April. What's on your mind?
Well, I have to stick up for the good doctors who are sticking to the limit and the rules of prescribing opiates to their patients. I've been seeing a pain specialist for about 15 years. I get Percocets and, I get my OxyContins from there. And I just wanted to, make a statement to the guy that was on there before who was talking about that the system is not in place. It is definitely in place because if I want to go, I get my prescriptions from Walgreens. And if I want to go to Rite Aid to get them, I can't even get them from there. If I go to the hospital, they will not prescribe me any pain medications because they know, any opiates, they know that I'm already getting medication that from my pain specialist. So the system is in place. I am sticking up for the good doctors who make sure that their patients aren't being overdosed with pain medications. There's a lot of patients that are in severe pain, and they really need to have that medication. So I'm sticking up for them. Now, you do have bad doctors that just don't even care for their patients and overprescribing. But I just
right, which is really what we're talking about today.
Yes. So I'm sticking up for the good doctors, and we do need to have doctors prescribing that. And but we have to pretty much regulate those ones who are just overprescribing.
Well, so you do believe there are those who are overprescribing?
yes, they are overprescribing. Those are the ones they really, really need to crack down on.
Right. Listen, thanks for the call. Let's go to Z in Rehoboth. That's April standing up for good doctors, and no one was really attacking good doctors, but she felt the need to stand up for them anyway. Here's Z in Rehoboth. Hello, Z.
Good morning, Dan.
Hi.
Dan, I think this might be just a consequence of the drug itself. For example, there are probably a lot less doctors that are prescribing oxycodone now. A lot of doctors won't prescribe oxycodone or opiate drugs because they think they're dangerous. So,
right.
Because they, what?
I said right.
Oh, because they don't prescribe them. Naturally, the bias then goes towards those that do. So now there's more doctors prescribing them that don't. It increases that bias towards the ones that are prescribing them. And the drug itself is addicting. So if anyone is on oxycodone for any long period of time, they're going to need increasingly higher dosages in order to accomplish their purpose of relieving the pain.
So why do you think Delaware, here's the prescribing rate, the prescribing rate, now I don't know what this number means, but this is the CDC has a chart of the 8 states they studied, and we'll look at oxycodone, one type of oxycodone. California prescribing rate 68.4, Delaware 355.9, Florida 180, who has a great reputation as being the oxy headquarters, Florida 189, Delaware again 355 rate, Florida 189. West Virginia, also known as, a heavy oxy use place, 186. Delaware's oxy prescribing rate is off the charts. If you look at the CDC stats and among these 8 states, I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can explain exactly why that
and we're not so high. We're not so high in some of the other things that are being prescribed. But
in a way, I would think we'd be lower than the others because Delaware is the heroin capital user of the country.
Right, and that's because of I think what started as being the oxy prescribing capital, probably.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I would think you would think it would go the other way. There would be less oxycodone because we're so high on the heroin side. But when you get back to all this, I have to ask myself this question. What in the world did we do 50, 60 years ago or more when we were in pain? Somehow we existed and got through this whole world and this life without the use of oxycodone or other opiate drugs. Why can't we do that now? Why suddenly in this age no one can stand a little bit of pain or even a lot of pain? I mean, we worked through it. We worked through it somehow 50, 60 years ago. Why now? Why can't we do that now? I wonder why that is.
Great question, Z. I don't have an answer. Thank you so much. Let's go to Courtney on the road. Here is Courtney on Delaware 105.9 at 7:39. The sun is coming up on a chilly morning, and Courtney, you're on the air.
It is chilly, Dan. Good morning. How are you?
Great, thank you.
I was just calling because I actually lived this firsthand with the overprescribed pain medication. My first husband was in a car accident, I don't know, about 10 years ago. He had some back pain and everything, but like the gentleman before was just saying, instead of learning to work through it, the doctors just prescribed you the pain medication. And it got to a point where even though it was a prescribed, he went to a pain doctor in Lewis, and even though it was a prescribed drug, I was living with a drug addict. It was horrible to watch.
Yeah.
I had 3 small children at the time, so we separated. Unfortunately, I know he was suffering, but I made him leave because I could not have my children seeing their dad just fall asleep in mid-conversation, and, they'd come downstairs and he'd be passed out on the floor. I called the pain doctor and tried to talk to them, and I told them, I said, you are killing my husband. But they wouldn't talk to me because of HIPAA and all this stuff. And I really don't know what all the benefit is. I think it's just so they kind of get a patient for life, and it's guaranteed return visits and guaranteed, charges that they can charge the insurance company because they keep having to come back to get drug checked and everything like that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, they killed him. He passed away about 6 years ago. And I knew it was going to happen. I mean, you could see it. And the sick part about it is this was a prescribed medication.
What did he die from? Overdose?
No, he died. He died from a car accident. It was a single car accident. So thank the Lord, nobody else was hurt. But it's kind of one of those things that I always knew it was going to happen because, I mean, we'd be sitting there and he would just fall asleep sometimes while he was eating. I mean, it was
Right.
terrible.
Did you leave him? Did you say you left him because of that?
No. Well, I made him. We separated. He left and he went down. I mean, it was just. He had a good job and he quit his job and he wound up going down to the beach and bartending, and he kind of lived in hotels down in Rehoboth. Like I couldn't have him. I told him he had to go. Like, he could not stay in my home with little kids. Plus, I couldn't trust him. I would never let the kids in the car with him, or I have them home by himself with him because he was so addicted to pain pills. But they were prescribed for him. That was the sick part. It's not like he was breaking the law. Like I said, I called the doctor. I said, you are killing him, just so you know that. And, they couldn't give me any information, and they kept prescribing it to him, and he, like I said, he wound up dying in a car accident. And there was alcohol involved, so don't get me wrong. It wasn't just the pills, but it was a whole lifestyle. He was addicted, and that was, it changes everything.
Courtney, thank you for the call. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about that terrible situation. Very terrible, right? Larry is in Salisbury on Delaware 105.9. Good morning, Larry.
Hey, Dan, I'm in and out. This is a horrible subject, and I don't want to make light of it at all. But I had been prescribed that for an accident I was in, and I had to cut the stuff in quarters. I didn't like the way it felt. But where I'm going with this is like, and I know drug addiction is an addiction, but we need to take accountability for what we're even putting in our bodies. Like, why did that lady have to have her husband? I mean, why did she have to step in? Why didn't her husband step in? You know what I'm saying? I've seen this before. It's a touchy situation, but I knew how that was making my body feel, and I knew not to take it. So I just took a leave. I took 600 milligrams of leave instead of taking this stuff, and I worked through it. But, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't really know what I'm saying, but I just think we need to be accountable instead of holding the doctors accountable all the time.
Right. In other words,
we go to the doctors to get help.
Right. So you take a pill, it makes you feel horrible, and you right away say, that's it. Right? Why didn't, you're saying to me, why didn't the drug addicts who've gotten hooked on these things, why didn't they do that, is what you're saying?
Right, exactly. Just like going to the liquor store or any drug. The other thing is and I don't know what people take these for, pain.
Oh, you're breaking up. You're digitally breaking up on me. I'm sorry about that. We're going to take a break. 744, Delaware 105.9. Is it sketchy to see that in Delaware, according to the CDC and some reports, that 1% of our doctors are writing over 25% of the prescription pain pills out there, and 10% of our doctors are writing nearly 66% of the pain pills, and those who are heavy writers of the prescription write maybe double the amounts as some other doctors. And Delaware's right up there as one of the worst in a CDC study. Are these drug dealers in lab coats? Is my question for you. 839-1059.
Take a behind-the-scenes peek at the Delmarva restaurant scene on Sip and Bite with the Rehoboth Foodie every Saturday from 3 to 5 on Delaware 105.9. Local chefs, bartenders, restaurant owners, beer and wine professionals, and foodies in the know will fill you in on everything breakfast, lunch, dinner, and beyond. Sip and Bite with the Rehoboth Foodie is brought to you by 1776 Restaurant, a revolutionary dining experience in Rehoboth's Midway Center, and the Pint Pub and Eatery in downtown Millsboro, where you're invited to drop in, take a break, and travel back to years gone by. So grab your knife and fork and join me, the Rehoboth Foodie, for a sip and a bite every Saturday afternoon from 3 to 5 on Delaware 105.9. You can also stream the show live on your phone or your computer simply by logging on to Delaware1059.com. But be careful, it might make you hungry.
Choosing a bank is an important decision and one people don't like to make too often. It involves consideration of convenience, cost, and last but not least, trust. Community Bank Delaware wants to earn your trust. They're locally owned and managed, and all of their policy and banking decisions are made right here in Sussex County. Stop in and see for yourself the difference a community bank can make. Community Bank Delaware in Lewis and Rehoboth. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Remember Jared Morris today at 3 on Delaware 105.9.
Dear Dan, I don't have the full details of this study, but I wonder this. How many doctors in Delaware are pain management doctors? They would, of course, prescribe more opiates. I've been seeing a pain management doctor for 8+ years for degenerative disc disease. Compliments of my 8 years in the Air Force. My wife, too, has been seeing pain management doctor for 11 years for 5 herniated discs. So out of all doctors in Delaware, what percentage are in pain management? Why live in pain if you don't have to? With the increase of opiate abuse in the news, patients who take them for legit reasons are getting a bad rap, in my opinion. My doctor gives me a random drug test, I guess checking my levels, and to make sure I haven't moved on to illegal drugs. That's just my 2 cents worth. Ron, I think he gives you the drug test to make sure you're really taking it. That's one reason. It's not that I think they want to know if you're taking it and not selling it. All right. Here is Jim Weller, Weller's Utility Trailers. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Dan. And I wanted to tell everybody I really like it when I have a promotion and I know I've hit the right number. And we had 14 different people come in on Saturday and buy 30 pairs of socks, and some of them bought like 150 pairs of socks.
Nice.
So we're selling 30 pairs of socks for $10.77. The sale does end this Saturday. I wanted to get below so many thousand pairs of socks in stock, and we dropped below it, so that's good. So anyway, I'm just letting you know if you're listening and you want to buy some new socks. They're men's, they're women's, there's dress socks, there's kids socks. There's 30 pairs for $10.77. Also, we have the eye heaters, the infrared type heaters. It's an electric heater. It heats objects, not air. Very energy efficient, no fumes, no carbon monoxide, nothing like that. Child and pet safe. We have a 1,000-watt one that comes with a remote control and a digital thermostat on sale right now for $137. And then there's a big parade coming up Wednesday night, and it got me thinking about extension cords. So many people always like to light things up. They might need a generator or an extension cord for an afloat or whatever. We've got brand new extension cords for as little as $7.75 for a 15-footer and $9.75 for a 25-footer. They're heavy-duty outdoor extension cords. So, any questions? The phone number is 337-8228. It's Wellers.com on the web. We're located right on Route 13 in Bridgeville, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 1. Call us, come see us, toot your horn, or just throw cash out the window as you ride by. Either one, we're good, we're ready, we're here. Other than that, I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you, Jim Weller at Delaware 105.9. Now, I was just figuring out, like $130, you could buy, I think I did the math right, you could have a new pair of socks every day for a year. Never have to wash them. Throw them away. You can light cigars with them. Whatever. Yeah, new pair of socks every day. Hey, Traffic Watch. Robin Bryson, what's up?
Dan, traffic not doing badly this morning. Sun glare is definitely a factor now. Take the sunglasses with you heading out the door, because if you're heading eastbound, you're going to need them for a while. You're running pretty well on 13 in and out of Dover. A little bit of busy activity. No major jams or problems. No trouble on Route 1 through the Dover Toll Plaza. Sussex County, you've been doing all right on 113. In and out of Georgetown or down through Millsboro and Dagsboro. You get a little bit of congestion, but running pretty well there. The 13 corridor is also doing all right as you travel through Seaford, through Laurel, on down toward Del Mar. I'm Robin Bryson with Traffic Watch on Delaware 105.9.
Your favorite radio station doesn't play songs. This is Delaware 105.9.
Let's go to the weather forecast here. Delaware 105.9. Our meteorologist is Steve Williams.
Today, plenty of sunshine, a cool day with a high only reaching 52. It'll be clear tonight, low down to 45. Sunny to partly cloudy, warmer day tomorrow, high 67. Clear for tomorrow night, low 49, and then sunny on Wednesday with a high 71. Clear Wednesday night, low 54. Sunshine, a pleasant day on Thursday with a high 74. And then Thursday night, clear skies, low down to 49. Sunshine, cooler day on Friday, high 59. I'm Steve Williams in the Delaware 105.9 Weather Center.
The comments, views, and opinions expressed on the air at Delaware 105.9 are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and not those of staff, management, or advertisers at Delmarva Broadcasting Company.
Stop in to pick your plastic. Hi, my name is Chris Adams, and I'm the owner of Mattress Peddlers, your local family-owned Serta mattress store. On top of our already great prices and service, you can now also get a $50 gift card with the purchase of at least $7.99 or a $100 gift card with the purchase of $12.99 or more. And you can also pick from 9 different major retailers. This offer from Serta is only good till October 19th, so visit our website, mattresspeddlers.com, or stop in today on Route 24 in Pellers Village and sleep on a better bed tonight.
Hi, this is Andy Pennington from Asphalt Paving Equipment and Supplies. Summer is officially over. Old man winter is coming. Be ready. We are the SnowX dealer for Delaware. Asphalt Paving Equipment and Supplies has the salt spreaders and brine sprayers you need, from walk-around units to 7 cubic yard salt spreaders, and everything in between. All from SnowX, the finest machinery in the business. If you are a property manager, landscaper, contractor, homeowner, anyone who has to clean up ice and snow, Asphalt Paving Equipment Supplies will have it. In fact, if we don't have it, you don't need it. Be ready for winter. Stop in and see our SnowX line and pick up a few bags of calcium chloride from Asphalt Paving Equipment and Supplies on Route 9, 26822, Lewis Georgetown Highway in Harbison. Call 302-664-1552 or go to asphaltpavingequipmentsupplies.com.
Asphalt Paving Equipment and Supplies. Now the exclusive dealer in Delaware and Maryland for Midland Road Wideners for sale or rent.
Hi, I'm Christina Lassard with Lassard Builders. If you are looking for a new home, one of your biggest challenges is trying to force your family's current and future needs into a specific home plan. At Lassard Builders, our goal is to build a true custom home where you can make changes or add features to one of our plans, or we'll help you design your own. Whether downsizing or expanding, work hand in hand with my father and third-generation builder to build the home that suits your family's current and future needs. Stop by our model home in the East Villages of 5 Points or online at lassardbuilders.com.
Keeping it local is important to third-generation builder Brian Lassard and the Lassard Builders team. They are loyal to local contractors, businesses, and continually give back by volunteering and serving on nonprofit boards. They have a new blog called Live Delaware, dedicated to supporting locally owned and operated organizations. Join in by going to lassardbuilders.com and clicking on the Live Delaware tab. Live Delaware is just a reminder to keep it local in the nation's small wonder.
Thanks for listening to Delaware 105.9 on your radio. And for your convenience, streaming live online. Visit Delaware105.9.com to hear local news and talk for Delmarva online, streaming 24/7. Sponsored in part by Dart First State. Let Dart do the driving. Save money, save gas, ride greener. Bus routes statewide between Rehoboth, Georgetown, Dover, and Wilmington. Delaware 105.9. Streaming live at Delaware1059.com.
Don't let the ghost of credit pass keep you from the car you deserve. Have a job clearing $350 per week? We want to approve your credit today. At Berlin Chevy, take $12,000 off with any trade on select new 2015 Chevy Silverados in stock. Colorado, Tahoe, Suburban, Impalas, Malibus, and Cruises, even the 2015 Silverado 2500 HD. Take $12,000 off. Have a job clearing $350 per week? Berlin Chevy wants to approve you for the credit you deserve. 2015 Chevy Cruze, just $167 per month lease. Plus, we'll take any trade, even if you still owe thousands on it.
And remember, Jim wants to see you in the coolest small town in America, Berlin, Maryland.
Berlin Chevy. Find new roads on Old Ocean City Boulevard, Berlin, Maryland.
Qualified buyers. Credit may affect terms. Balance of trade carried over to new loan. Discount based on MSRP of $58,650 with $8,798 factory rebates to dealer and $3,202 dealer discount. Stock number 3725.
Maybe the time is right to sell your home. I'm hearing people selling their houses rather quickly. You can get in on this. I would call Dustin and Maria Oldfather, and they're the realtors I would call. I suggest you call the Oldfather Group of Ocean Atlantic Sotheby's International Realty. You sign up with these folks. There's a guarantee that if you're not happy with the level of service at any point, you can cancel the contract free and clear. But don't worry. You're not going to want to fire them because you're finding they sell homes for top dollar. They have a home selling system on a whole different level than what's typical with the average agent. Just for example, the average agent sells about 8 homes a year. Dustin and Maria selling hundreds. Okay? Dustin and Maria will sit down with you, establish a price and a deadline. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. How about that? So, working with an agent that guarantees to sell your house. It's fascinating. Call the Oldfather Group of Ocean Atlantic Sotheby's International Realty, and they'll meet with you soon. All you have to do is call 302-296-6644. You're going to find out the difference, the Oldfather difference right away. 302-296-6644. The website is extraordinarydelawarerealestate.com. extraordinarydelawarerealestate.com. All right, welcome. We're asking you to go to our website to help us pick a class of Delmarvelous women. These are women that have inspired others. So if you know a woman that has inspired you, tell us about her in 500 words or less at Delaware1059.com. Delaware1059.com. 18 women will be selected to be in the class of Delmarvelous women to be honored with an elegant dinner banquet at Heritage Shores in Bridgeville. It's brought to you in part by That Granite Place, offering granite, marble, quartz. Turn your kitchen or bath into a masterpiece. ThatGranitePlace.com. You can visit them on Route 13 in Bridgeville, one of our sponsors of Delmarvelous Women. Enter today. You have until the end of October to get a nomination in.
Local news first on Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9 News Time 7:59. Good Monday morning to you. I'm Mark Fauser. From the Weather Center, Steve Williams says lots of sun on the way today with a high of 52. Delaware State Police identified 2 people killed during a Dover home invasion crime, and they've identified 2 suspects as well. Police say 52-year-old Clifton Leager was pronounced dead at the scene early Saturday morning, and 18-year-old Haley Henwood of Philadelphia was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. Leager's adult son also was shot. He was treated and released. State police are still investigating the home invasion, which was reported at about 1:38 a.m. Saturday in Rodney Village. 2 suspects from Philadelphia have been identified, and they should be considered armed and dangerous. You can see their photos at Delaware1059.com. A tragedy on the roads in Sussex County. We'll have more on that following CBS News here at the top of the hour. From the first town in the first state, this is WXDE Lewis, Delaware 105.9.
Delaware 105.9.
It's 8 a.m.
CBS News, I'm Frank Sedapani. The millions of Americans who have a